Welcome to the very edge of this ruined city where Loyalist Guard have been fighting Traitor Guard, the Blood Pact, and the Sons of Sect. But the traitors have suddenly and mysteriously vanished. And now there is a rolling fog of demons crashing down towards the Imperial Guard lines. Hi, Stylist and Sultan.
Hi, Stylist and Sultan.
So that's the story that I'm going to try and tell here while you two fight each other and have a fun time rolling dice playing Warhammer 40k. I just wonder by the end of the game how much narrative I'll be able to squeeze out of you two.
Much narrative. Much narrative.
Big wow?
Big wow, yeah.
So you've brought the demons.
I brought the demons.
You've brought the guard.
Yes.
And we're playing a narrative custom mission. It's very exciting. It's 2,000 points and the guard's deployment zone is the bunker line running all the way down the middle of the battle grid, and the demons deployment zone will be 18 inches away. And we've got 3 objectives. 1, 2, it's attack and defend mission. 3, hold the line, hold the bunkers and hold the redoubt at the back. So there is a draw condition here. If someone's got 2 and another person's got 2, there is a draw condition here, but the guard want to hold this line against this roiling tide of chaos demons which are going to be spilling on from this side of the battle grid. Demons have a special rule called Shadow of Chaos. When they deploy within the Shadow of Chaos, they can deep strike 6 inches away from the enemy, not 9. And when they take battle shock tests in the Shadow of Chaos, it benefits them. And when the enemy take battle shock tests in the Shadow of Chaos, it can hurt them. So the way this is going to work is in turn 1, the demonic deployment zone will be in the Shadow of Chaos. Turn 2, up to the central line will be Shadow of Chaos. Turn 3, half of this Shadow of Chaos. Turn 4, the whole board, as this warp riff ripples across the battle grid. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com, as well as all these lovely rocky spires and the pre-painted resin buildings at the back here, and the bunker line, and these lovely statues are from marchofwar.co.uk. And Sultan is from Sultan Plays YouTube channel. Tell us about Sultan Plays YouTube channel.
It's a channel where I am there.
Do you play on Sultan Plays?
No, it's a name I've stuck with and I'm too stubborn to change. So we used to play like video games, me and you and some others, but now I just paint stuff.
Brilliant. And Stylus is from a cryogenically stored vat somewhere north of Mercury.
I'm also from Wafboot. Ask Google what it means.
Wafboot.
Wafboot.
Google Wafboot.
2 F's, 2 O's, 3 O's. Actually.
He's also from Wales. His lineage is confused.
Yes.
Wow.
Half Wafboot, half Welsh.
Oh, crazy
And
country.
or whatever, yeah.
Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you. There's cat videos on YouTube as well, much more entertaining than this, I would recommend. But if you'd like to thumb up and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, that would be jolly nice of you. And if you'd like some more videos, and if you'd like to support me, then consider becoming a Tier 3 channel member, where you'll get an extra battle report every single winter's Wednesday. And this is a bang on 2,000 points of heroic defenders, the Imperial Guard. Tell us about your armies.
So this is the Vorkanis. Not any specific regiment today. We've got elements of the 16th, we've got elements of the 22nd, elements of blah, 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 blah.
Brilliant.
The reason they're a mixed regiment is because Vorkanis blew up.
Right.
And now it is basically, they took the core of the planet and the AdMech put a bunch of engines on it and lashed a bunch of asteroids to it, and the remnants of that planet now live inside the core and on these external asteroids that are lashed to it by giant chains and grav elevators and stuff like that. Surrounded by a bunch of fleet vessels and so on. So they're a fleet-based regiment. There's also Death Watch attached, there's Sisters attached, but today we're just seeing the most heroic of the Emperor's soldiers, the normal human beings. So these guys are basically without a home, and they're out to take revenge on all things chaos.
I love it. Your planet blew up, but in 40k fashion, it's just a setback.
Yeah.
We can keep going.
Yeah.
Cadia has a lot to learn from Vorkanis.
I think we inspire each other.
Tell us about the Guard. What do the Guard do in the rules?
Yeah, so their army rule is basically to give orders, voice of command.
Yes.
So officer units, such as the Castellan, the command squads, I think that's the only officer units I've got, they give orders. And these orders can be given to any squads of the same type. So if they're a regiment guy like this, they give it to infantry and regiment and artillery. If they're a tank commander, they give it to tanks and squadron units. Thank you. I made these special for this, but these are the 6 orders you can get. You get Take Aim, which is +1 ballistic skill. Take Cover, +1 to your save. Duty Honor, +1 to leadership and obsec. Move, 3 inches to your move. Fixed bayonets, +1 to weapon skill. And first rank fire, second rank fire, add an extra shot to rapid fire weapons.
Also, the Guard are born soldiers.
Yes, so basically if they stand still, 6 is auto wound.
6 is auto wound. The humble Lasgan, Lasgun can do some work.
That's a different variant.
Yeah, that's the Volcano Special Lasgan. Would you like to talk us through what you brought today?
Yeah, lots of guys. So, paint jobs aside, these are all going to act the same. We've got Cadian, in quotes, shock troop, Volcano shock troops with plasma melter over here, 2 10-man squads. Command squad's going to attach to one of them. Won't go through all the command squads. There's an Ogrin bodyguard, because we like our bodyguards. I think they're really cool. We've got Kevin. Those who know Kevin. He's not doing anything today. He's just like a token, but he's there.
He has negative OC.
Yeah, he actively makes things worse.
Those that know.
Yes. We've got a 10-man Kazakin squad, which are like the shock troops. And they've got a Castellan who's going with them. He gives them sustained hits, and they're going in the Chimera at the back over here.
Okay.
So they're like counterpunch. You keep the troops in reserve. The one thing that is deep striking us, some Tempestus Scions back here with a plasma gun. You can take 2 weapons per squad, but I didn't. And then we've got a big 20-man squad of Volcano shock troops here with a command squad, and their Ogrin bodyguard, who is a Panzer Bull. Which is something I made up. Yeah, it's an Ambot, but it's a Panzer Bull.
That's on your channel.
Yes.
Check out Song Plays YouTube channel for all the things on this thing.
Yeah, and then we've got 2 heavy weapon squads. We've got mortars, because don't leave home without them. They're not that great, but they're really cool. Okay. And then autocannons, which are actually pretty great. Then we've got 2 field ordnance batteries using the bombasts. So we've got nice 25-pounder guns basically firing away.
Nice.
And then we've got a Lehman Russ with the sponson, if you like, is this. It's multi-melters, a bolter, and a cannon.
Yeah.
We've got a Rogal Dawn over there with the oppressor cannon and the melters, and then we've got a Baneblade with everything a Baneblade comes with, and some fellas riding on the back.
I was going to say, who's best, Lehman Russ or Rogal Dawn, but I think the answer is Baneblade.
Yeah, that well-known Primarch Baneblade. I should also mention, as we're doing that now, most of the stowage is from March of War.
March of War.
I painted it, obviously, and stuck it on and all that, but he prints loads of cool stuff.
How many points is a Baneblade these days?
480.
And you were telling me they can use this as cover?
Yeah, its special rule is Rolling Fortress, and if you can't draw direct line of sight, you treat it as cover. So they get +1 to save, which I really love as a rule.
That is awesome. Okay, so we've got...
adopted the dark, but I was born to it. You merely adopted the dark, but I was born to it.
Primarch Bane.
What?
Primarch Bane. He's the undiscovered Primarch.
The Guard are coming. Dad jokes are coming. No combat is coming anywhere. Just lots and lots of artillery and rolling fortresses. Now let's have a look at the demonic horde. No enhancements for the Guards. There is an enhancement in this demonic force. This is 1995 points of Daemons.
Very good year.
Yeah, tell us about
Die
your...
Hard with a Vengeance 3.
Was it Die Hard with a Vengeance 3?
Yeah, Wonderwall. Sultan, like 3 things that came out in 1995.
Okay.
This is the Imperfect Speakers. So
right.
It's a conglomeration of demons. It's not a monogod, but we guess the guy in charge would be Zlakapotl, the Lord of Change back there.
Yes.
As you expect, he's favouring Tzeentch in this, so everyone else is a little bit underrepresented.
It was bugging me.
Thank you. That was like Sooty came out of nowhere there.
Thanks.
So we've got a circus. We've got a bit of everything.
Yes.
We're favouring Tzeentch because we favour Tzeentch, but we've tried to represent every other gods until I can collect some more. So where do we start? Should we start with Nurgle's
Well,
offering?
the thing that we have to talk about is what's the chaos thing again? I've already forgotten it.
Shadow of Chaos.
Shadow of Chaos.
Yeah. It's not the Shadow of the Warp, even though they're coming from the Warp and they do cause a shadow.
Yes.
It's a different thing.
Yes. At the start of the game, these guys are going to be deployed.
Yes.
The little ones.
Yes.
They're rolling out of your deployment zone where there is a Shadow of Chaos.
In chess, it's the pawns that go first.
And turn 2, these guys can deep strike in.
Now, I think may not be... We just cut it in 2, but I think legally I could do that anyway because everything has the deep strike keyword.
Yes.
And maybe there's 50%. We haven't worked it out because we're just doing this for narrative. But yes, you can deep strike any unit you like. And yeah, if I deep strike in the Shadow of Chaos, I can go within 6 inches rather than 9.
Nice. And another little rule that I've just made up off the top of my head is normally reserves come in turn 2 and turn 3, but you can also come in turn 4 if you want to keep something in your pocket.
Excellent.
Because it's very sneaky and very chaosy.
And in turn 1?
Not in turn one.
Not in turn one.
Not in turn
Do
one.
better.
In turn one, these guys are rolling out of the
Fair
fog
enough.
bank.
Okay.
Okay, where are we starting?
Let's start with the chaff.
Okay,
So,
chaff.
3 squads of plague bearers. They do what they do. They're the toughest unit I've got. They have 2 wounds. No feel, no pain anymore. It's been taken away. But
Right.
they're as robust as it gets.
But they've got 2 wounds now.
They've got 2 wounds. And then we have in the middle the little Nurglings. They're the Kevins of my army because they have OC 0 and they just get in the way and annoy things. So
Nice.
That's what they are.
Yep.
Moving back to the Zinch chaff is we've got 2 units of horrors, which again are they're not very tough. But of course, they can split on a 50-50 when one is destroyed and the unit's not wiped out.
Yeah.
They can become blue. And there's a little poem that goes with it too, which is nice.
But I want to hear the poem now.
Horrors are pink, horrors are blue. Where once was one, there now are 2.
That's brilliant. Beforehand, you used to get loads of blues, then loads of brimstones, but it's 50-50 now.
50-50, but you have to pay for them, which is the good thing. So it's
Okay.
but you just have to buy them. So I've got a box full of blues and pinks I may never use, but
Okay.
thanks. So they're just ordinary ones,
Yes.
but everyone has the command squad as well, which gives them bonuses to their leadership and their move and everything. These are the standards and musicians and stuff.
Okay.
They are being led.
Bonuses to your leadership is good as well, because when you're forced to take battle shock tests in not Shadow of the Warp,
Yes,
you +1 to your leadership,
I do. Yes,
and if you pass, you get D3 back in.
yes.
But a couple of dominoes need to fall. One, you actually need to take the battle shock test first.
Yes, I have seen a battle where someone thought it was very good to put enhancements on a character that forced you to take battle shock.
Right.
So before I was 50-50, they were just coming back in because I passed the test in Shadow of the Warp. So
Yeah.
so that's nice. Anyway, so but the even better is the musicians because they add 1 to the charge roll. And obviously,
Do
you
they?
get stuck in. And if you deep strike in, you've got a musician, of course, you're coming in with a 5-inch charge.
Yeah.
Which is how you've got that. But they're not deep striking, they're just coming in normally.
Yes.
Leading the initial strike is our Flux Master, which is a herald on a disc. He's quite good because when he's leading a unit, they are -1 to hit.
Ooh.
And interestingly, once per battle round, he can change, after it's been rolled, a hit, wound, or saving throw to 6.
Nice.
I'll be honest, Fluxmaster sounds like a DJ.
But I think he's the cheapest of the heralds. Well, even the guy on foot is more expensive, but I think he's quite useful because he can do that. And yeah, I mean, that could include Overwatch if you need to pick someone off.
Nice. DJ Fluxmaster
DJ
is
Fluxmaster.
playing the beats, and -1 to hit against guard is good because it's going to make them hit on 5s.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure more of this.
Screamers, don't leave home without them. They're good. They've
They're not
always
bad.
been good.
They've always been good. They're very fast. Again, they're not quite the armor chompers they used to be because nothing really is in the army. But yeah, they're very fast and they can chew things up as long as they hit. And if they fly over things, they can cause mortal wounds. So their slashing talons can cause injuries on them. So that's
I like
nice.
them. And then leading in the second wave
Yes.
is the Lord of Change with the name.
Zlactopotl.
What?
Zlactopotl.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no
Nice
com-
tech god in it.
And you've,
Very good. Yes, it is. He's the feathered serpent.
you've given the Feathered Serpent an enhancement.
Yes, his enhancement is the only one you can give to a Zinch character, and
Right.
that's the Everstave. So it adds 1 to the strength of his ranged weapons. He's got 2 ranged weapons, which is basically his magical doodahs. So it's +1 strength. Unless he is in the Shadow of Chaos, then it's +2 strength.
Ooh.
And the range is increased to 6 inches rather than 3 inches. So it gives him better shooting stuff, even with all that increased stuff.
Yeah.
He also has an innate ability to increase the strength of ranged attacks by 1,
Yeah.
which of course includes himself. So even with a +1 strength and a +2 for the Shadow of Chaos, he's still not going to scratch a blade blade.
He's an absolute beast, though. I've been up against one of these a couple of times, and they're hard to kill.
He's the least beast of the greater demons. But speaking of hard to kill, Sultan has faced him twice before with different armies,
Okay.
and he's never died.
Third time's the charm.
That's why he's brought the brain blade.
Okay.
That's why he's in deep strike. If he started on the board in turn 1, he wouldn't be there by turn 2.
He's over moment target.
Other Zinch stuff again, we got to 2 chariots,
Yes.
which again combine both the killingness of screamers with the flaminess of the exalted flamer.
Nice.
That's kind of a cross between a heavy flamer and a small las cannon. He twiddles his nozzle in his mouth and can and choose one or the other.
Okay.
Speaking of flamers, on foot, the exalted flamer is exactly the same, but not on a chariot. Can change what he does.
Yes.
He also makes these units assault weapons. They're carrying just regular flamers, but they can jump forward now and shoot an assault. They can also jump out of combat and shoot because they are terrible in combat, but can have bounding leaps because they're basically hopping mushrooms.
Yeah. Well, they're literally living flame. I love the fact that you've got a Beast of Nurgle in here, mainly because I've been playing lots of Dark Tide recently, and they are very scary in Dark Tide.
Yes, he's a lot of fun. I enjoyed painting him. He's basically there because I quite like the model. I'd like to keep him as a little surprise in the pocket, maybe pop out in the later game and cause some nonsense. He's quite good because, again, being tougher than your average team, he's like toughness 9, which is super for me. is if you do not kill all his wounds in a single phase, he gets more back again.
Does he?
So, you've got to shoot, I don't know, a layman wrestle him or something.
I mean, that's why the Beast of Nurgle is so hard to kill in Dark Tide. You need all 4 people. He gets his wounds back. Nice, I like it.
Yes.
And then down at the front.
These two are just there to represent. That's all of the I've got for Slaanesh and Khorne. So
Okay.
we've got the Bloodletters, who again are very killy with their swords. Mostly anti-elite, which there aren't really in this army, but they'll jump in and try and chop something up. And likewise the Fiends, they're very fast, but I thought they'd never make it across the board anyway, so I'll put them in reserve too.
Okay.
They're anti-elite and come up. They also have a soporific musk, which isn't as fun as it used to be, but it's -1 to hit in melee and an extra desperate escape test. So
Well, that's what you're blessed with, isn't it?
I've definitely got a soporific, yes. So your army is about 2/3 of the size of the Guard.
yeah, it's smaller, weaker.
And you've got to advance across pretty much open field.
Well, the good thing is my saving throws
To get
range
to
between
these objectives.
6 up, 7 up, and 8 up.
Brilliant. But you have invans.
Yeah, invans is what I'm counting on.
You've got all the invans.
The Zinch ones have 4 ups, and the other ones have 5 ups.
However, all you have to do is have a couple left, breaking through the Guard lines, break their front line in this attack, defend mission to win, to drive the Guard back. Let's go on to deployment. Here is the Guard deployment before any of the demons step foot out of the battle grid from the rolling tide of this warp storm, which is going to be flashing overhead. Only the Scions are in reserve because they're going to be shooting down onto this battle grid. And here is the command squad at the back, holding down the redoubt. So essentially in this game, both forces are just going to try and tear the snot out of each other and then pull back onto these objectives at the end of the game. The way these objectives are going to work is, if you're on it or touching the bunker, you will be in OC of it. If you're just beyond the bunker, you won't be in OC of it. So holding down the front line.
Stevens, get back in line.
He needs to get back in line. And holding down the rear fort over here. And Sultan had a great narrative idea.
Yes, the demons should go first.
Okay.
Because what else? What are the Guard doing otherwise? Like they're holding this position. They've just been fighting the Blood Pact, who have fallen back.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, well, we're waiting for a counterattack or something else to happen. Are we going to have artillery coming in, whatever? And then out of the mists of the smoke and stuff that's been firing, flashes of warp lightning appear and horrible griblies from beyond.
Then warp lightning crackles in the distance and demonic hordes manifest across the Imperial Guard lines, with these little nurglings here infiltrating a bit closer forward to gum up the tracks of the Baneblade. Unholy screams, unholy voices ripple out across the wastelands as the demons push down towards the Guard lines in turn 1. In turn 1, the demonic horde advances down towards the Guard lines, except for the nurglings that want to go charging into the Baneblade, and the screamers that want to go charging into this vast 20-man squad. Over here there is no shooting, except for the Overwatch on the Baneblade. Overwatching in the movement phase, what we're starting off with the big tank of doom.
Baneblade cannon.
Of course.
3d6 shots.
Okay, that's 14.
Yeah.
6s to hit, but 6s, of course, auto wound because Guard, that's 2 auto wounds. And Nurglings have an invulnerable save.
That's 6 up invulnerable save.
Brilliant.
Lots of 6s going on it.
Okay.
The battle of the
Kills a
sixes.
base.
Big Baneblade cannon is 3 damage a time. Bases have 4 wounds, so that's 1 base.
Coax autocannon.
Okay.
That misses. And then we've got the Demolisher cannon, d6 plus 3 shots for 4.
4-4
4-4.
on 6s.
Nope. And then we've got the Heavy Stubber, which is 6 shots at this range. That's 1
That's
6.
1. That's 1. 6 up and bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Auto wounds, yeah.
Auto wound.
Nope, 1.
Just 1 damage, yeah. Then we've got 2 las cannons.
Right.
Nope. And then we've got twin heavy bolter. There's 3 of them. So 9
shots, sustained hit. So 6s auto wound, but also generate another wound, which you have to roll to wound.
on a 3, but
Yes.
it's twin linked.
Okay. So
There
we
we
have
go.
2 more wounds.
Yeah.
2 6s.
Top dice don't
Nice.
count.
So there's 2 damage each.
Yes,
which
it kills
kills
the other base.
The other base.
And
And then
then
we've got. I think that might be it.
that's all the guns.
Really nice.
Yay! So now the little Nurgling base that could
Okay.
charges a Baneblade.
Come on, lad.
You make the charge.
Woohoo!
Stylus,
Hello.
what are the chances that those Nurglings can take down that Baneblade? I think it's quite high.
They're scrappy, yeah.
Yeah.
Maximum effort.
Yeah. Strength 20, right?
Easy peasy.
Yeah. More charges across the
charges.
line. We have Screamers trying to go in.
All we want to do is charge that one, so that's hit the barrier. So I need a 5 to hit that one.
Okay. And that's a 6.
Screaming in.
You make the charge. The Screamers pile into the guard lines and they're going to hit on 4s.
Hitting on 4s. Oh, that's not bad.
Strength 6, so you're going to kill on 2s.
Munch, munch, munch. That is...
The Screamers then consolidate onto the objective, because it is an objective, and you've taken away the guard from here, so this line of guardsmen cannot fight back. And now we're going down to the little Nurgling that can.
And I'm hitting him on 5s.
Brilliant.
That's a hit.
There's a hit
It's a hit.
on a Baneblade. Strength
Lethal.
20.
It's lethal.
It's a lethal hit.
Ah!
That wounds.
AP 0. So close.
You just well, the Baneblade gets to rev its engines and drive forward a little bit.
On 4s.
It hits the Nurgling base 4 times.
And then on 2s. 3.
It's a damage 1, damage 2.
Damage 1.
So you could live. He has 2 wounds left.
Then in the guards movement phase, the only units that move are this Chimera over here and this unit down here, because if guards stand still with born soldiers, 6s to hit, auto wound, and this big swarm in the middle here doesn't need to take a battle shock test because the command squad was attached to them, so technically they're not below half of their starting strength during deployment. Now finally the guard can fight back. And they need to fight back. They need to rain as much chaos and confusion down amongst the chaos and confusion lines before stuff starts deep striking in all over the place. Starting with the big, the nasty, the Baneblade. What are we doing, Soren?
All the point defense weapons, so the heavy bolters and the stubber are going into him, and
Yes.
then the coax, the big guns, are going into them.
Boom, down into the pink horrors over here.
So these are the heavy bolters, and he did stand still. So 5s to hit, 6s auto wound, and are sustained hits.
Okay.
3s. Twin linked. Sorry, one of them did wound.
So 3 wounds in total come through on the little Nurglings.
Hang in there, wee man. So
6s.
6 is invulnerable. No.
He's dead. He's got smushed by the point defense weaponry, but I see what you did there. It makes the other guns, in this turn at least, from the Beyblade, hit these pink horrors on 5s. D6 plus 3 blast from the Doom Camp. What's it called?
Demolisher cannon.
Demolisher cannon.
So it's actually D6 plus 5 now, but
Brilliant.
because of them. So D6 plus 5
Don't roll a 1 again.
for 10.
5s to hit. 6s auto wound.
2 hits.
Oh. 2s to wound. Only 1 wound.
4 up invulnerable save. No.
One of the pink horrors is dead. Now they have the opportunity to split, but it happens at the end of the shooting phase, so they have to be there. If you wipe them all out, then they won't get the chance to split into blue horrors. We've got the nasty Baneblade battle cannon.
Yeah, 3d6 plus 2. For
Not
5, 6,
many.
7. 5s. So 1 auto wound, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay. 4 up invuln again. Nope.
2 las.
Nope.
Nothing.
And then the coax on the side.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
So it's not the end of the shooting phase, it's the end of the unit's shooting attack.
Right.
So now I get to make on 4 ups, they will split. They both split.
Blue horrors appear like this, and then you just said another poem.
Horrors are pink, horrors are blue. I'm daisy chaining forward, so I can charge you.
Warhammer 40k with added poetry. And you're spending a CP on something now.
Expert bombardiers.
Right.
So if a Voxcaster operator can see a unit, he can radio back to the artillery and they get +1 to hit. So
Radio-
every artillery unit that fires in now, we're going to start with the mortars, so we'll now be hitting on 3s.
Okay, so firing up artillery, trying to keep this Lord of War safe. Starting with the mortar fire.
So 3d6 plus 2 per one, because these are all
Okay,
different weapons.
so we're adding 6 to this.
That's, yeah.
Fire from the sky on 4s.
6s auto wound.
Wounding on 3s.
2 wounds, so there's, with the 6s, there's 5 total.
Okay.
5 4 up saves to make.
Boom, ba boom, boom, boom. You haven't made a save on a pink horror yet. So, Stylus, you've knocked over a pink one and 4 blue ones. What's going on?
They've all got the same invulnerable save now, so
Right.
it's simple. So you fail them all, and I will choose the 4 blues, which could split, and the pink, which could split.
Okay.
So the pink first. Doesn't split. The blues can split into brimstones if I get a 4-up. 1 splits.
And you only get 1 brimstone for every blue. Look at it, be so cute. But the idea, I guess, is you're trying to keep them alive as long as possible because you're trying to get this charge off and gum up the tracks one more time.
Horrors are pink, horrors are blue. I'm further away. Now what do I do?
I mean, I love the poetry, but we can't keep going on like this. Field ordnance batteries firing at the same target.
So D6 plus 1 each because of the blast rule. Hitting on 4s, 6 is auto wound. So 2 hits outside of that, and then wounding on, I think this is strength 7. So
2s again, yep. I'll make 2 of these.
You made some invulnerable saves.
Okay, we'll take these on the pinks this time.
Okay.
2 down, and
We'll do some splitting, but I think we're going to start doing all the splitting off camera. Not because I don't like your poetry, I think it's delicious, but we're going to be here for a very long time.
All splitting and poetry now will stay in the room.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe I should do it on camera, because when I do it off camera, you don't make any.
I think the poetry helped me.
Poetry does seem to help. Now we're on to the next one who've been ordered to take aim.
So plus 1 ballistic skill.
Yeah.
So they end up on 3s.
Yeah.
And when they're under effect of an order, their special rule is they get sustained hits.
Nice.
So 2d6 plus 1 because of the number.
Yes.
Or rather d6 plus 1 each, right? Is what I mean.
3s. 6s auto... 2 hits. 2s to wound. 2 wounds.
1 failed and does not split.
See, I did it on
Bring me
camera.
my poetry back.
I did it on camera for you and everything. That's it for the field guns, for the ordnance in the backfield. Now we're coming on to the ordnance teams. No, auto cannon team, which are firing down at the same unit, and Stylus is spending a CP on.
No, he's firing at the screamers.
And Stylus is spending a CP on.
Demonic invulnerability.
Yes.
I can reroll invulnerable saves of 1.
Okay, here's the auto cannons.
Hitting on 4s because they're heavy.
Yeah.
2 auto wounds, the rest miss.
4 up in buns.
That fails anyway. It's 3 damage.
Yes.
3 wounds. One of them goes.
And while the auto cannons rain hate down into the screamers, this shock troop squad as well pulls out their humble las gun. And there's a plasma gun here, which Stylus has just rudely made out of rapid fire range. Plasma.
Hits.
Nice.
Wounds on a whatever. Not that. Melter. Misses.
Here come the flashlights on 4s. And 5's wound.
3 wounds.
3 wounds with a
3
humble
wounds.
flashlight.
Okay, saving on 4s. No.
They kill one.
Kill another one.
Okay, we can all go home, have tea and biscuits. One of the guardsmen has killed a demon with a las gun. That's a win for the guard. Next up, the squad that the Screamers rudely charged have been ordered a rapid fire, and they're going to unload in the Screamers as well. Here's all the rapid firing guns. 4's to hit. 6's auto wound. They stood still. Rest wounding on 5's.
5 wounds.
5 again. We're going here.
We're going here.
4 ups.
Top dice don't count.
Drop dice don't count. And I can reroll the 1s because of that strat. So 1 save, 2 are gone, and that's another 1 gone, another 1 on 1 wound.
Plasma gun's overcooking
Nice.
on
Finger on the trigger.
1 hit.
Demons.
And then
Threes.
6 are they?
4. That was 4.
Oh, so 2's then.
Okay. That
1
wins.
wound.
And save it. Does it
Make
blow
the
up?
save. And the
Fine.
plasma gun does not blow up in his face.
And a melter gun.
Right, okay. This definitely won't blow up in his face.
Hits and wounds.
That's
That's
a bit weird.
cocked as hell.
It saves. Winter's Head.
And then 3 shots from that plasma gun. Also overcooking, because why not? Hits and wounds, and then just hits. And then a wound on a 2. 2 wounds.
Saves them both.
And then fine.
Rip a gun from the Ogryn.
Hits on 4s. That wounds, that misses. Sustained hits 1 as well, so that goes back in.
Yes.
And then strength 5, toughness 4, so 3s. So 3 wounds at -1, doesn't matter.
A little ripper.
2 damage a go.
That's
2
one that was
damage.
killed and 1 on 1 wound left.
Down to 2 screamers left. One's on 1 wound, and there's more anti-infantry fire coming from the readout in the back. Not all of them can see, though. They're scrambling over each other. Here's the plasma gun,
Hits.
which hits.
It's not overcooking because there's only 1 wound there.
Yeah.
And then wounds on a 3. Wounds.
Plus.
And then we've got the Ogryn with the Ripper gun
Okay.
on 4s. 1 hit. Doesn't wound.
2 wounds to save.
2 wounds came in
Saves. I can reroll
with
that
a
'cause
las
it's
cannon.
Drat.
Las gun, sorry.
Saves them both.
So the infantry squad didn't manage to hurt the screamers, so the Chimera is going to direct all its firepower into them. Multi-laser, firing first.
4s. 3 hits. Strength
Nice.
6, toughness 4, 3s, 2 wounds.
Ooh, save him again.
And the heavy bolter.
Okay.
Sustained hits.
Nice.
And that doesn't auto wound because it moved. And
Yep.
then 3s to wound. That's 3 wounds.
Lots of minuses, but 4 up in buns.
That's the one that was wounded taken out.
Okay, 1 screamer remaining. And it has firing deck 2, so the plasma gunner and the grenade launcher guy, they're going to be firing out at the top. They're Kazakin though, so they hit on 3s with this plasma gun.
No.
Oh, okay.
And then the grenade launcher, 1 shot,
1 shot.
which misses. There we go, done.
2 tanks left to go. The Rogaldorn is putting its multi-melters into the Screamer. He really doesn't want them rampaging through the lines. And then the big guns, well, all the other guns, coming into this unit. Plague Bearers back here. What are we starting off with first?
Let's do all the close range stuff.
Okay.
So 2 normal melter guns.
Yes.
Hitting on 4s. 6 is auto wound because we stood still. Miss both.
Right.
Then the multi-melters of the 4 shots.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s. We have
3 hits.
And then 2s to wound. 3 wounds.
4 pin guns.
And it's
No, 2
D6. I don't think we're in half range, so
No.
3 to kill it.
how many did
I
you
think
fail?
but Snake Eyes will
2d6.
I failed 2.
So long as you don't roll Snake
That's
Eyes.
definitely killed it.
That's a bit much.
Next, the Oppressor Cannon coming into the Plague Marines. D6 plus 3, so it'll be D6 plus 5.
Yeah, because it's blast. For 10.
4's to hit. 6 is auto wound. And Plague Bearers are strength 5 now.
The toughness 5.
Toughness
and they've got
5.
2 wounds.
Nice,
But
but
no feel, no pain.
the big gun is strength 12.
Yes.
And that is 4
So
wounds.
these guys save on 5 in run, not 4 in run, because
Okay.
they nurgle. So I save 2 of them. 2 of them, what's the damage?
3.
Then 2 of them are popped.
Next, there's a Pulverizer Cannon there in the snout. D6 plus 2 because of the blasting. For 5 shots. And these again, hitting on 4s.
1 auto wound, 2 misses.
And
And
the
then
strength of
strength 9, so
Okay.
3s. So, 3.
3 5-ups. 1 damage.
3 damage.
So 2 more pop.
6 Plague Marines remaining. There's still some more guns.
Auto cannon first.
Okay.
So hitting on 3s this one.
Plague Marines.
Well, it'd be nice though, Plague Marines.
They're not Plague
Can I have
Marines.
Plague Marines too?
That auto wounds.
Okay.
It's 3 damage.
Oh, another one gone.
And then just the stubber left, which is 1
Stubber?
damage. Yeah.
Okay. But it's lots of shots.
Yeah. 1 auto wound, 2 hits, and then wounding on 5s, yeah. 1 wound.
1 and further wound.
He saves it.
And that is the end of the shooting phase. From
No,
the
it's
Rogald Dawn, we have a Lehman Russ in a target-rich environment. But with multi-melters out of range, the Russ is going to target the same target over here.
Yep.
The Plague Bearers.
So heavy bolter on 4s, but stood still.
There's an
So
auto
that's-
wound.
Yeah, and that's sustained, so I need to roll the wound on that for a 4-up. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
5-ups. 2
Pops
dead.
2.
Okay. And
And then the stubber, which is not in half range. Oh, sorry, no, I'll do the battle cannon. I found it. D6 plus 3 blast, so D6 plus 4.
Yep.
4s, 2 hits, wounding on 2s for 2 wounds.
5-ups. No, so I'll take everything but the standard now. Got 1 guy left.
Stubber
1 guy left.
on a 5. No.
Doesn't
He
wound.
lives.
He's alive. And that is the end of the guard shooting phase. The guns fall silent. But the screaming demons are anything but silent and continue to press their attack in turn 2. First up, demonic manifestation on this little plague bearer down here. Leadership 6 now,
Well, first up, the Shadow of Chaos has now passed to this level now.
to the line.
To the line. Yeah.
Yes,
And if you're within the Shadow of Chaos, the demonic manifestation rule kicks in.
yes.
So each time you take a battle shock test, you add 1 to the test, and if it's passed, I gain D3 lost wounds. And if it's battle line, D3 lost models.
Okay,
This is within the Shadow of Chaos. I add 1. Their leadership is normally 7. Because they've got a standard, it adds 1, so the leadership is now 6.
Oh.
So I need to pass this on a 5. Luckily I passed.
oh,
And now-
I think it's over for battle.
I failed.
Yeah, it's under, but yeah, that's a
But
fail.
Demonstrating things.
No, that's a fail.
It's a fail,
In Horus
okay.
Heresy, it's the other way around. But
Oh.
it's see, the lower the leadership, the better.
Yes.
That's why, like Custodians of Leadership, OC of leadership of 5.
Okay. Let's try that again.
Okay.
Realm of Chaos, Shadow of Chaos, standard battle shock test.
Yes.
So what's needed? You need 5 or more. 6 then. I need
Equal
6.
above.
Equal or above. I did get equal.
You didn't. You said
said
it was
leadership
6,
6.
and that was a 5.
But then I add one. Hang on. They're normally 7.
Yes.
Standard gives me 1. Shadow of Chaos gives me another 1.
So 5.
So I did pass.
You did
You
pass.
lied to me.
Well, because you said 6.
Just because I gave you incorrect information doesn't give you the right to lie to me.
So you put D3 Plague
Put
Bearers
D3
back
back
in. Okay, because
Okay.
they're battle line.
The battle line.
You
I
get one back in.
So, yes.
Brilliant. Lots of dice rolling later.
Okay.
Over here,
Same rules apply. They get back
They
in,
pass.
and I can have 1.
1 in each.
1 in each.
Brilliant.
There you go. That's how the rule works.
That Chaos Demons rule is awesome. In the Demons movement phase, a Lord of Change manifests danger close to the Imperial Guard lines, along with a bunch of flamers. In the middle, lots of advancing up the battle grid, so no shooting yet, except for this little unit of pink horrors over here that want to gum up a Baneblade one more time. There are still some demonic entities that have yet to flicker out of the warp. There are some Bloodletters, a Beast of Nurgle, and some Fiends. Sorry, the pink ones here. All the pink stuff didn't advance because they've got some flaming shots, but all of a sudden these demons, they're close to the guard lines. Now we're going on to the shooting phase. Starting with the pink horrors down here, firing their coruscating pink flames down into the guard behind the barricade. They're AP -1, so Stylus is spending a CP on,
Draft of Terror.
which gets the AP back up to -2, which becomes -1 because of barricade. Pinks hit on 3s, though it gets worse every single time they split, so 20 shots. 3s to hit. Strength 4, Toughness Guard, 3s to wound.
6s.
6 up saves.
And then there's a medic in the squad, which I forgot earlier.
Okay. What does the
Six-
medic do?
6 up shrugs.
Okay.
I completely forgot about the medic earlier.
Okay. Flux Master.
Fluxmaster. He will do his Arcane Fireball, the
Right.
non-focused one, because he doesn't need that to kill guardsmen. So
Okay.
this is 3 attacks. He's hitting on 3s. Everything hits.
Right.
It's strength 5, wound on 3s. Oh, I should have done it. So only 1 wound. It's -2, becomes, because of cover, 6 up save. Oh.
So after the first unit of pink horrors fired in, the second unit of pink horrors fired in at the Baneblade. Obviously couldn't scratch the surface of the Baneblade, but made some of the paintwork peel off. Now we're coming up to this side, where the Deep Strikers have miraculously appeared, and they want to put shots into the Rogel Dawn. Where we start in Stylus.
Kick off with the Lord of Change.
Yes.
So, he has got an innate aura ability.
Right.
Friendly Zinch demonic units, which is all of them, within 6 inches. I keep doing that. I'll stop being... So
You stabbed yourself earlier on the
I-
wings
I-
and made yourself bleed.
I drew blood and nearly knocked off the table, so I don't know which I'd have rather lost a finger or that, but I think my finger took less time to grow.
Yeah.
So, he has an ability that allows any Zinch model within 6 inches to gain extra 1 to the strength of their ranged attack.
Okay.
So all their guns are stronger now.
Right.
He also has the enhancement called the Everstave, which increases the range of his ranged attacks by 3 inches and the strength of it by 1. So
Right.
it's even stronger. But when he's in the Shadow of Chaos, it increases the range by 6 inches.
Which is that side of the battle grid.
So increases it by 6 inches and the strength by 2. So everything he's got has gone up by 3 strength,
Okay.
which is still not enough to manage a Durable Dawn. So he has an ability called Master of Magics.
Yes.
In my shooting phase, I can either pick Ignores Cover, Lethal Hits, or Sustained Hits D3.
Yes.
So I'll pick Lethal Hits.
Because it's a Rogel Dawn. It's still tough.
Yeah, it's still tough.
All right. Can you hit
So
it though?
That's all out of the way.
Right.
I've got 2 weapons.
Yes.
One is the Rod of Sorcery, and one is his Bolt of Change, which I'll do focused for that reason. So let's begin with the Rod of Sorcery, which is 6 attacks. We got there. He hits on 2s because he's a Lord of Change. He still misses 3.
He misses 3 times.
Well, he's just gentle to the warp. He's a bit disorientated.
Okay.
His strength is now 11, so he still needs a 5, 6, but I didn't get any 6s there. So 2 get through.
What's the toughness of a Rogel Dawn?
12.
Is it?
Yeah.
Crazy
So
good.
it's -1 D3.
That's as tough as an Imperial Knight. -1 D3.
So the wording on this, he has a rule called ablative plating or ablative armor or something. But when an attack is allocated, he can make that damage 0.
Okay.
But I don't know when that
When an
happens.
attack is allocated, so you could do it now if you want to make one of them,
Yeah,
or you can wait for one of the bigger
I
guns.
think I'm waiting for one of the flat damage guns.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll just say one of those.
Okay.
Fails 1 save.
D3 damage.
2
2
damage.
wounds off the Rogel Dawn.
Begins.
At least you've started. Of course, Rogel Dawn started with 18 wounds. We've got plenty remaining. Where are we going next?
Same. He's got the Bolt of Change, so this comes out the rod, and then his magic hand does a kind of basically a swipe.
Right.
I can focus it, so it's now hazardous. But I get 9 attacks, hitting on 2s. Strength goes up to 12, and it's still lethal hits.
Okay.
Still D3.
Still D3, so yeah, it was all D3.
So 2s to hit.
There we go.
6s are lethal.
So these go through lethal.
And the rest are going to be 4s. Dawn's over 2 up saves, so 7. 4 plus saves.
Fail 5 of them.
Ooh. 5d3 damage is that much damage.
It's 9, 10, 11. 11.
11 damage.
Also hazardous. You may be overcharged.
Okay.
A bit cocked.
That's pretty cocked. And he
Okay.
he doesn't blow his head off yet.
That's
Dawn's on 5 wounds left. Now we're doing blue fire from the chariots hitting on 3s. And I can see.
That's a bit cocked. That's a hit, and that's a.
Okay, strength.
So that was a rerolling. So both those fell.
Okay.
And so strength is 9, but because you know it's 10, so I'll still need a 5.
Still need a 5, yeah.
No.
No. Next one.
Same again.
Okay. We have 2 hits. 5s to wound.
No.
Negative. The one on foot.
Okay, so they're all 1 unit, so I will allocate that one to the tank,
Yes.
and then the flamers will flame down those.
Flamers flame the infantry. Big gun into tank, which hasn't done anything to the tank yet because it is a rogue or
Do
dog.
our exalted flamers first.
1 hit.
No.
No
Very
wounds.
tough.
See, these things, they used to be like las cannons. They were very scary, with some of the best guns in the Demonic Codex, but what can they do against a Robo Dawn? Nothing. Nothing, I tell you. We're on to Flamers now.
D6.
Washing into the Cadians.
D6 auto hits from the flamers.
66 auto hits.
Also ignores cover.
Okay.
What's the AP?
And we've got 31 auto hits. Wounding on 3s at -1, ignoring cover. And no amount of saving throws could save the shock troops from that amount of flame. They get wiped out. Then we went on to the charge phase. And Stella spent a CP on Warp Surge.
Which is a unit that's already advanced to charge, so the central plague bearers have advanced, got into the barricade.
Okay, that's the remaining squad with the command squad attached. Then over here.
These made their short charge in, these made their long charge in, so they're really piling into the Baneblade now.
Okay.
Whether that's a good idea or not.
Unraveling all over the tank as we go on to the fight phase. Then we did all the attacks and brimstones and things. Well, you're winning on 6s.
Yeah.
It has a 2 up save. You got 2 wounds through. And you still can't scratch the Baneblade. But the Fluxmaster,
The Fluxmaster
hits once.
2 gets the hits on 4s. And he wounds once.
He
It's
wounds.
-1 for him.
This might scratch it.
Doesn't scratch
It
it.
doesn't scratch it. The Baneblade stands resolute. Pink horrors pile in, swarming the Baneblade. Now we're down here to the Plague Bearers, and there's 8 of them that can fight this guard unit, and they hit on 3s.
3's lethal hits too.
Okay.
So
There's a couple of
go
lethals.
right through. That was pretty good. And they're strength 4, so they're going to wound on 3s. Ooh. And they are -1 to your armour.
So we're going to roll 8 first because of the command squad on 6s. And then we're remembering the feel no pain on 6s. So only 4 die. That means you can roll the remaining 4.
Yeah.
No saves so far. No saves. What does that leave us with? The commander and his bodyguard. The Plague Marines pile in and the commander raises her chainsword and fights back.
4 attacks hitting on 4s,
Hits twice.
and then strength 3, toughness more than, no wounds.
Doesn't wound. But the Ogren, he's big and brutal. He's got a huge knife. It's like a huge chopper, but a knife.
On 3s,
That's not a knife. This is a knife. He hits every single time.
and then strength 8, toughness 3. Toughness 5, 3s to wound.
He wounds every single time.
Truth.
What a beast. Struth. 5+ invulnerable saves. You only make
damage.
1. 2 damage a
I've
time.
got 2 wounds. You take out 5 of them.
He absolutely nukes a bunch of them. So 5 Plague Bearers get taken out in the middle of the battle grid. Then the Baneblade revs its engines and runs over one of the Pink Horrors, which splits into 2. 2 of the Pink Horrors. And one of them splits into 2 Blue Horrors. And that is the end of Demons. Turn 2, they've started to get in amongst the Imperial Guard lines. Remember, everything this side of the barricade counts as Shadow of the Warp. Everything on that side of the barricade doesn't count as Shadow of the Warp yet, but in turn 3, half of it will. Here we are at the end of the Guards movement phase. Orders have been issued and reinforcements have dropped in. First of all, Scions, orbital dropping down here, trying to take out this unit of Plague Bearers because warp manifestation, this unit could start doubling in size and getting back up to full strength. So there's a suicide bomb coming in here to try and do something about that. Also 2 CP spent on reinforcements, or as I like to call it, send in the next wave. The unit that was wiped out down the front, well, not that particular unit, but another unit that looks incredibly similar, has walked on over here. We're treating these 2 board edges quite naturally as the reinforcement area for the guard. So another unit of 20 down this side. The Rogaldorn shuffled a little bit, pulled itself a little bit back to get away from the big bird. And then down in the center, the only other couple of things that moved is the Lehman Russ and these unit of Kazakin that have jumped outside of that Chimera and that want to throw some firepower into these plague bearers here, because of course the commander passed his battle shock test and stepped away with the plague ogre, so the second wave can come firing in. Now, as we can see, the demonic host has invested quite a lot in locking that Bane Blade down and spreading out across the line, so a good shooting phase from the guard could do some good damage, could do some serious damage amongst the demons this turn. However, there are still 3 demonic units that can deep strike in, and their counter-punch to this counter-punch could be brutal as we go into the guard shooting phase. We're starting off the shooting phase with the Bane Blade, the Demolisher Cannon, coming into this squad of Plague Bearers here. All the point defense weaponry, which we'll do off camera, will rain into the Pink Horrors, and then the big guns. The one in the turret and the las cannon is coming all the way down the battle grid into the Lord of Change. Toughness 10 with 18 wounds.
Indeed.
4 up invulnerable save.
I spent the CP again to give him demonic invulnerability, re-rolling ones.
Re-rolling invulnerable saves of 1 because you sense the power of Tzeentch is telling you that he's going to get shot by a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I got the feeling, yeah.
The point defense weaponry killed 3 pink horrors in this unit down here, and 2 blue horrors have appeared. Now we've got las cannons firing down the field at the Lord of Change on 5s.
1 hit and wound.
That's a wound.
Invent.
And that's a save.
There we go.
Here's the big gun. Number of shots. 10 shots. 5s to hit. 6 is auto wounding. And his strength 12. So we have 4 wounds with the big gun of doom. 4 up invulnerable saves. And he failed 2 of them.
1.
And he failed 1 of them. How much damage? 3?
There's only 3, yeah.
The Lord of Change loses 3 wounds. Now the Demolisher, which will be d6 plus 5 shots into the Plague Bearers because of blast. Ooh. And that is the maximum number of shots.
11.
5's hit though.
1 auto wound, 2 hits, and then 2.
Strength 12.
Strength 14.
Strength 14.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 up saves. Make none, and it's more than 2
Flat
damage.
3,
Flat 3, so I lose 3 of them.
3 explode in balls of pus.
Sorry, it's D6.
Okay, roll them all together.
1 lives. There
One of
you
them
go.
lives. One big tank has spoken. Where are we going next, Sultan?
The other big tank.
The other big tank, the Rogal Dawn.
Yeah.
It's a little bit nerfed. Where are its guns going?
Everything into that.
Into the big squawky bird of doom.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
multi-melters on 5s because you hurt me. 1 hit.
Okay.
And then less than your strength probably, so no doesn't wound. 2 normal melters on 5s, 1 hit, 1 and doesn't wound because I've moved.
Okay.
Yes.
And then wounds on 5. No, why are melters so bad when it's...
I don't know. It should be increased strength. You know, here's a thing for you. You know, like it says melter 2, melter 1, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
right? What melter should do is, you know, if you got within, because it's a microwave beam, so if you get within half distance, just like rapid fire, it should be add that number to the strength instead of add it to the damage. I'm happy with D6 or da-da-da. But say like a strength 9 melter and you're in half range, it should be like strength 9 plus 4 or strength 9 plus 2.
It's in the name, melts armor.
It melts armor. It's one of the most powerful things in the 40k verse. You can clamp a melter bomb on the side of a battleship and it will melt through the battleship. That's what it does. Melters should be... Make melters better again. It should be on a t-shirt. Where are we going next?
Pulverizer cannon.
Pulverizer.
D6 for 4. Hits on 5s. 2
Hits
hits.
twice.
Wounds on 5s. No wounds.
Oh dear.
Then big gun. D6 plus 3 for some. 8. Hits on 5s. 2 hits. Wounds on 3s. 1 wound.
Wound. 4 up save. No, it goes through.
Flat 3.
Flat 3.
Is it definitely a flat 3?
Yeah.
It is a flat 3. Autocannon fired in as well, causing no more wounds. The Lord of Change is down to 12 wounds remaining. Now we're on to the Leman Russ. The multimotors are just out of range of Big Bird, so they're coming down into that chariot there. But the big gun is going in to the Big Bird. What are we starting with?
The heavy bolter.
Heavy bolter, okay.
Yeah, that's what I got in my hand. So
Okay.
hits on 4s. No.
HK. Hits.
Wounds strength 14. Wounds on a 3. Wounds.
4 up save. Pass.
Leman Russ battle cannon.
D6 plus 3 for 9.
Again, maximum shots.
4s. For 3.
3 wounds. Some good head there.
4 up saves. Work at that, better head.
Some good saves there.
So 4s
These are the multi-melters into the chariot.
and then 3s. 1.
4 up save for the chariot. Passes again.
So very few damage, small amount of damage rippling out of this side into the demonic lines. But the artillery have yet to speak yet. Or the Chimera, or the ordnance battery with the autocannons over here. And of course the Scions who bravely deep struck into the wastes. Scions, reroll once to hit. Here is the plasma gun. We're overcooking because, you know, that's what Scions do. Die heroically. And
No
it
wounds.
doesn't wound. Oh dear.
And he doesn't die.
He doesn't die yet.
And then we've got some other stuff. Guns hitting on 3s. And wounding on 5s. 1 wound.
5 up. You. 1 wound.
It's just 1 damage.
1 damage.
Hot shot las pistol misses.
And then the sergeant won't overcook because there's only 1 wound. Hits and then wounds on a... not that.
Oh dear. They missed their mark. So the Chimera fires into the same squad with everything.
Multi-laser.
Yep.
Hits twice. A wound on 3s. 1 wound.
He kills him.
Bolter of the heavy variety. 2 hits. It's a wound on 4s. 2 wounds.
Ooh.
Yeah.
2 5-up saves.
No,
No, and that was important because you need to wipe them out entirely to stop demons coming back again. Otherwise they'll keep coming and coming. While the Chimera fires over the head of the Kazakin, they pull out all their guns and fire into the second Plague Bearer squad that rudely attacked the commander a moment ago. They've got a rule which allows you just give them an order.
Yeah, basically it says they can be issued a second order in addition to any others that you might have given them.
Yeah.
So basically it says they can have an order.
Yeah, they can have an order. Normally you issue orders in the command phase, but they get an order anyway.
Yeah.
So, because you can't issue orders to people inside vehicles with the thing, because they're not on the... Anyway, they've got an order. First rank fire, second rank fire. What are we starting off with?
The plasma gun.
Brilliant.
Overcooking.
Nice.
On 3s. Sustained hits because of the Castellan.
Because of the Castellan?
Yes.
Nice.
And then strength 8, toughness 3, so 3s. 1 wound.
1 wound.
5 up. He's
1
okay.
Plague Marine is okay, and
dies.
he blows his own head off. Oh no. Plasma pistol?
No, not yet. We're going to do the grenade launcher.
Grenade launcher. Grenada.
So only 1 shot.
Do a straight shot.
And
Hits.
then 2s to wound. Sorry, 3s to wound.
Wounds.
He's alright
Make the
again.
save again.
And then
That's
we've
enough.
got a melter.
Yep.
Misses.
Hot shot volley gun.
3s. So 5s. 2 wounds.
2 5-up saves.
Volley good. Save 1 will get popped.
Here's the hot shot las guns. 5s to
5s.
wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot shot has got better AP, but it's still a las gun.
Yeah.
4 wounds that come through. 1's injured. And the injured one falls, and
then
another.
Another one, and another is on 1 wound. So that's 2 gone.
And when the smoke clears, there's still 3 plague bearers right in front of the guard lines. They're danger close. So the autocannon team unload everything.
On 4s.
Yes, 6 is auto wound because you stood
Yeah.
still.
They wound. And then wounds as well. 3 of them.
3 of them because 1 was an auto.
Save 1 and 2.
There's a plague bearer holding onto a banner left standing there. So down in the castle down here, the ones that can draw a line of sight and range to him will unload into that lone plague bearer. There's 7 that can see.
On 4. Yep, 4s.
Yeah, of course.
That auto wounds.
And that's really cocked.
Hits.
5's to wound.
No, just
1 wound.
He's okay.
1 save. And then the ripper gun goes chunka chunka chunka. And
That
hits
also wounds.
and wounds. And the other one will be a 4. 1 wound.
2 damage.
One
to
failed
Damage.
save.
There he goes.
He gets taken out of here. Big gaps open up in the middle of the battle grid, and the last thing left to fire amongst the guard lines now is the artillery down in the backfield, firing one of the squads up and over into this plague bearer squad
the
here.
mortars.
These are the mortars.
Yes. So 3d6 plus 1 each.
Yes. It's a lot of shots.
4s. Wound on 4s.
Okay.
5 wounds.
5 wounds.
Oops.
That's 4 go. Oh, it's 1 damage?
It's 1 damage.
So 2 go.
6 left in that squad. This squad was ordered to take aim, though, the field ordnance, and they're coming up and over into the Warlord, into the Lord of Change.
Yeah, they can see him.
Nice, he's a big bird.
3s. But they have sustained hits. Sorry, what am I doing? This is number of shots. So 2 shots,
Okay,
and then 3s,
right, 1 hit.
and then 5s. Cool, good. And then we've got the other squad's going to shoot back at this lot.
Down here.
Yeah, they can see it.
Okay.
2d6 plus 1 each.
Maximum shots again, Sultan.
4s, and then 3s. Oh, not so bad. 5.
5.
These are 2 damage though.
Okay. I pass 2, I lose 3.
Which means there's 3 left in that squad of plague bearers, and they're the only plague bearers still standing on the battle grid. Plague bearers?
Plague bearers.
And that's the end of the guard shooting phase. Up on the left flank, the Lord of Change is down to 12 wounds remaining, but no further damage caused there. All the damage down the middle as all the battle line units, all the troop units get decimated by mortar fire. Then we did the assault phase, and the only thing fighting is the Baneblade, which ran over one of the pink horrors.
Yep.
Killed it.
Split
And a
again.
blue. And a blue split into a brimstone here.
No, a brimstone was there, a pink split into 2 blues. That's what
Right.
we got.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you get to fight back, and brimstones
did.
do a weird thing.
They do a weird thing. Before we get that, I will say we did discuss this round earlier and saying if I made lots of 4-ups over there, I'd be doing well. Which I
Yeah.
think happened.
Yeah.
However, the Imperial Guard dead pile is currently 5 models, and 3 of them was killed themselves.
Fun on that.
But this is a new thing. That's why we're going to show it. Is because once a pink horror unit has no pinks left in it,
Yes.
you change the data sheet to the blue horror data sheet.
Okay.
And the blue horror data sheet has a rule called exploding horrors. So each time you select it to fight, you can pick one enemy unit with engagement range and select 1 or more brimstone horrors. If I had more, I'd pick more, but you pick 1,
Yeah.
and on a 4 or more, it does a mortal wound. So if you had 20 brimstone horrors there,
So they just blow up.
it's blown up and it's done nothing. So
Okay.
I've killed it.
It was like a candle going pff, against
No,
the
it's
side.
not destroyed. It's only destroyed if it does a mortal wound. So on a 4-up, the model is destroyed and the enemy suffers a mortal wound.
Okay, so it stays there.
It stays there. So I tried, and I'll keep on trying. So the more brimstones come there, the more I will try to blow it up and inflict mortal wounds, which is my best chance of doing anything to it.
You're gonna need a lot of brimstone horrors to take down a Baneblade.
I've got potentially 20 in that unit.
It's got 26 wounds.
And potentially another 6 there. So if I roll all 4-ups and kill them, I'll be right.
So yeah, then we did the fight back with the demons, scrabbling at the side of a Baneblade, no damage caused. To be fair, the Sultan's dead pile was bigger than 5,
Yes.
but he brought 20 back on.
Yeah.
Now we're about to go into Demons turn 3. In Demons turn 3, the spawn of chaos, the chaos zone will go
Shadow of Chaos.
halfway down into the Imperial Guard lines. So the demons could start manifesting within 6 inches of the guard, down in amongst their lines. And there are no battle... Oh, there is a battle shock test to take here,
There
which
is.
will start in turn 3. So we'll do it now. You've got a banner on a 5
Okay.
or more, like that.
I
You
can
can
now
add
return.
D3 back in.
That's a bit cocked.
That's
So
as
that's
many as I
3
killed.
back in. And
That's 3
nothing else
back in.
needs battle shock because
Yeah.
he's okay. So that's all right. I get 3
Would
back.
he get wounds back if he battled there?
Yeah, if he did a battle shock test and was within the Shadow of Chaos, which he is.
Yeah.
He's on 12, so he's not there yet.
Yeah, you put models back in, and then if you're a thing with lots of wounds, you can put up to D3 wounds back in. But you've got to be below half to start doing that. Anyway, as we go on to Demons, turn 3. Here we are at the end of the demonic movement phase. Starless, what are you doing?
So let's start with the heavy guns over there.
Yes.
I couldn't get far enough to flame the reinforcements as I'd like to.
These
So
guys,
There you go. So they just have to kind of wait their turn and come up next time.
round here.
So I'm pushing against, again, the Dawn and the Rust to see if I can take out some heavy armour.
Yes.
So that's that happening.
The Dawn's on 5 wounds.
Yes.
The Russ is uninjured.
The Rust is 1 point of toughness weaker than the Dawn, though. So with luck,
Right.
this time I can do something against it.
Yes.
The little squad of Nurgle that doubled, they decided to take on those guys. So they're chaining their way around here. They've given up on the centre and they're going to clear out their back passage.
Clear out the Scions, okay.
Horror still having the time of their lives here.
Climbing all over the tank.
Yeah, and because now this section of the deployment is in the shadow of chaos,
Yes.
I could drop in the fiends 6 inches away. So we've got a 6-inch charge on this nonsense over here.
Okay, and you did put the Beast of Nurgle in as well.
9 inches away because it's all the way at the back, but he crept deep strike all the way in the back there.
All the way over here.
Not for anything tactical, just I thought he should join in.
You know, because you're painting him brown like that,
Yeah.
and he's all round like that, brown and round. He looks like a poo.
Yeah.
I mean, an extremely unhealthy poo. You know, you
He has
wouldn't
got
want
eyes
that.
when it is.
Yeah,
I quite
you would.
enjoyed this one. He's got his little liver and everything there. It's very anatomically correct.
I bet he smells as well. Starting the shooting phase with the Lord of Change against the Leman Russ.
Against Leman Russ, he is going to pick his new Master of Magics. He's going to do sustained hits D3 this time.
Okay.
And he's still got on his boost to strength and whatnot, so he's hoping to have a better chance of wounding him. So we're going to begin. He's got 6 attacks with his Rod of Sorcery, hitting on 2s. Oh, and I'm spending a stratagem to make my ranged attacks -1 AP as well.
Right.
So that failed.
But
that's
sustained, so put it back in again.
It's D3.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gone back in again. This is strength 11 now. So
Toughness 11.
So that is 3 that come in. That's a bit cocked. There is 2 that come in. That's -1 now, -2.
4 up saves.
D3.
For 3 damage. The Russ is on 10 wounds left, and then the Lord of Change casts a Psychic Power Bolt of Change.
Bolt of Change. We turn into a Chaos Spawn.
And you're overcooking.
And nothing sustained, but I missed twice.
Right.
But this is now up to strength 12. So I
With all the buffs
with
and the
all the buffs,
enhancements.
so I'm going to win it on 3s.
With an increased AP.
That's a bit cocked.
And that's
So
some good shooting techs.
And that is increased AP, so it's now AP -3. 6 to save.
One minute. You got cover, and you would have had cover last time because you can't see all of the thing. So you haven't taken any wounds yet.
Okay.
And these are 4 up saves.
Okay.
4 ups, was it 6, yeah?
Yes. Wow.
2 go through. D3 again?
D3. What's with these 4 up saves? That's
It's
3.
3 damage.
It's hazardous. I'm okay. So he did 3.
So we're exactly
He's
where
back.
we
He's
were.
back to 10. He's back to 10.
Great.
Back to 10.
No cover though from the not las cannon chariots that are firing in as well.
It's on 3s.
Blue fire.
Nothing is sustained or anything like that.
1 hit.
1 hit. It ignores cover actually. This
2
bit.
hits, 2 hits.
2 hits. Strength.
Oh, you know what I could have done first?
What?
This is a learning phase. If I'd shot that first, it would not have the benefit of cover because it'd be on fire. So the Lord got too greedy. He went first.
So next time shoot these first.
Let's learn. So I hit him twice there. Stop dropping things. Wounding on 10, so wounding on a 5.
Yes.
1 wound gets through. It is -3. Flat 3 damage.
5 up save. No, that's 3 damage. We're on to chariot number 2, which hits once. Wounds on a 5. Wounds.
-3 again. Flat 3 damage.
Another 3. How many is the rust down to now?
4.
That's math. Now, because it's on 4 wounds remaining, you'd love to put the 3rd Exalted Flamer into it,
Yes.
but you're out of range.
I'm out of range.
So it's going into the
dawn.
Dawn.
So hitting on 3s again.
Dawn of the Rogal variety. 1 hit.
Wounding on a 5.
No
Yeah,
wounds.
and then
So
all
are these
the
the
flames.
same?
Yeah, they just get a chariot to ride around.
Oh.
So the Flamers flamed the Dawn. 6 to wound. 3 wounds came through.
So when the attack's allocated, you can make 1 0. I feel like the Dawn isn't going to be around for much longer.
Right.
So I'm just going to save 2 of them, the other 1 0.
But that might charge it in close combat.
I need to
and
check the
do-
ruling. It might be ranged attacks for all I know.
Okay. What did we learn?
It's everywhere, so I'll save it.
Save with combat.
So these are 3 ups. And I take some damage.
Up wound. It's on 4 remaining. I don't think it's going to get shot by anything else though.
I don't think I've got anything else to shoot.
Ignoring that 1 damage. 1 damage attack, right? So after it's applied.
1 attack, I can make 0, yeah.
Okay, that might keep it alive from the Lord of Change. Have we got any more guns, Stardust?
I don't think we have any more guns.
So we are charging. Where are we charging?
Well, we begin with the fiends.
Right. So to complete a charge, you've got to get an engagement range.
Okay.
Engagement range is 5 inches head to foot on a thing, so you need to get below them. You're just over 6 inches away, so a 6-inch charge technically will get them underneath
Okay.
and make the charge, but you are being overwatched. And that's an 11,
Okay.
so it makes everything mute anyway.
These guys, if they're in range of a friendly regiment unit, like the Kazakin, they hit on 4s.
Do they?
Watch.
Yeah.
Nice. And
that's 3
hit 3
hits.
times on the Overwatch. Nice.
And then strength 9, toughness less than.
Toughness 5.
So 3s.
2 wounds.
2.
5 up saves. How much damage?
3.
3 damage a time.
Do pop.
Kill 1.
Because they have got 4 wounds each.
They
So
do.
that was a pretty good Overwatch. And then the Fiends go flying in there. So the Slaneshi Fiends end up here and then they fight. 1 minute, I got carried away. There's more charges. What are we charging?
The Beast of Nurgle will have a go at the guns at the back.
It's a 9-inch for the turd.
Well, I just
Go
rolled
charging.
11.
Oh, right, okay. Well, you spent your thing.
Oh,
See, that's a 5. Definitely not.
Douglas, you couldn't make it.
Are you charging the Rogal Dawn?
Charging will start with them, then him.
The Flamers first.
Same as first. They're in.
Snake Eyes will fail on the Lord of Change. Don't roll Snake Eyes.
Yep.
That's a
He's
6.
in 2.
It gets in
These
as well.
guys are going to charge the Russ.
Chariots are going to charge a Russ.
They've got Screamers at the front.
Okay. One needs a 5 and makes it in there. The other one needs a 6 and doesn't make it in there. 4 successful charges so far, and the 5th one is the Plague Bearers jumping on the Scions and Sultan, the Guard. Don't have enough CP to interrupt. So we're going to start with the Fiends with their barbed tail and dissecting claws. They have 5 attacks each. This is 10 attacks. They hit 3. Okay, 3's to hit.
Oh, they're devastating, so we'll come to that in a minute.
Okay, 3's to wound.
These really are elite killers.
And 6's are devastating.
So there's 1 devastating goes through for 2 damage.
Right.
Just a few there. And there's 3 more to save at -2 damage.
The Fiends eat the autocannon team, and that's it. They're stuck there now, right in front of the Guard.
Screamer bites, because they've got 2 Screamers pulling the chariot.
Yes, Chariot versus Russ.
Hitting on 4s.
Okay.
And then
You hit 3 times.
wounding on strength 6, or wounding on
5s.
5s.
Toughness 11.
1 gets through at -2 damage.
Make the
Alright.
save. Just
Kind of threw that at you.
bounces off the Russ
Flame of
there.
mouths, it's even less effective.
Okay.
But I do hit 3 times. I'm going to wound on 6s. Nothing.
Nothing.
So there's the chariot.
So why did you charge it in?
Well, he's tied up, but I could have killed it. The Screamers, when the Screamers have their day, they can chop things.
This means because I'm injured, I'm now hitting on 6s.
You can't be... Because, no, you're already -1 to hit, and you can't
Oh.
be more than -1 to hit.
Well, I'm still
So hit
hitting
on
on
5s. Yeah,
That is also a vehicle, isn't it? So that can shoot too.
you can
So
shoot
you're
too.
just bumping.
Well, this is a vehicle. The demon thing is a vehicle.
I think so. Yeah, let's have a look. It was mounted.
It's not a vehicle.
Not a vehicle.
Yeah, I don't think you've got very many vehicles in your army.
So it's a vehicular thing. Isn't it surely something you ride in a vehicle?
So we do Lord of Change, trying
Let's do
to
Lord of
ring
Change.
the bell, knock on the side of that demon rust to see if
I'm going to make
any...
one of these 0.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I presume it's massive.
Well, actually, less so because
What? He's a big demon.
the thing that makes me lethal, ignores cover, or sustained is a shooting.
Right,
The thing that gets me stronger is a shooting.
right.
So it's just down to his a staff of Zinja. I think I've just hit him for strength 6.
Strength 6
Oh.
against
No.
toughness 12.
Yeah.
6 is to wound.
Why did he charge in?
Seems like a good idea. Look how big he is.
He does look swole.
Demons don't have brains the way we think of them.
No, they don't.
No.
No.
So 5 attacks.
Right.
This may
Tell me he hits on
this may have
2s.
been an error. He hits on 3s because he's just not a combat guy.
What?
Whoops.
Okay.
Look at all that, if that meant anything.
Well, he hits 4
Look at
times.
that.
You know, Great Redeemer of Khorne would have hit that 28 times.
Yeah.
That's the one that you want in close combat.
He's a level, not a fighter.
6 to wound.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So yeah, we did all the fighting with the Flamers versus Rogal Dawn. Nothing happened over here, but I guess it keeps some of your units safe from the shooting back from the Guard. And of course, he's a big monster. He can fire in and out of combat. We're coming down to the Plague Bearers against the Scions that deep struck in and tried to kill the other Plague Bearers. This is for their cousins.
Hitting on 3s.
Joke's on you, I've got a 4-up save.
Nice.
Wounding
Lethal on 6s, and there was a 6 in there at least.
There was 1/6, thank you.
Yes.
Wounding on 3s.
Oh.
Okay, so that many at -1.
5-up saves, here we go.
7, Nuggle's number.
Yeah, 5-ups. They're dead many times over.
So the Plague Marines wipe out those Scions for their brothers, for vengeance, for Cadia. What's that?
Why are they wiping them out for Cadia?
Because they
Is that a demon home now?
they were Cadians once. Look at them, and they're fallen into the thing.
There's some Cadian looking guys over there too.
There is some Cadian guys,
I
and
know who I'm shooting next turn then.
they're going to fall to Nurgle at some point.
I'm going to run over some Gribblies.
Fighting back
On 4s.
with the Baneblade. It hits
Baneblade
3
is
times.
pretty routinely killing a 1 or 2.
It does. It's doing 1 or 2.
2s.
2s. It's big. It's chunky. 2 wounds.
Save 1.
It kills another, which will
Top of the
split.
blue. It does detonate, so I get a brimstone.
So you get a brimstone,
So
which
do
you can
my-
try and blow up now, and
do
you've
my-
got 2 of them.
I'll do my brimstone trick. Yeah,
On
2 of them.
4s, they'll cause
4s.
mortal wounds.
Yes, I've injured the main blade.
A brimstone injures the This one stays there. It's like a candle against the wind. Shock horror for the guard. The Baneblade is injured. It's finally on its way out. It's only got 25 wounds remaining.
Oh, the Emperor.
Then the ping horror scrambled all over it and didn't do any more wounds to it. We're fighting back over here. We've got some tanks.
Roll into some flamers, yeah.
Okay.
So we're hitting on 5s because we're hurt.
Okay.
We get 2 hits, but
Nice.
strength 7, toughness less than, so 3s.
That's a wound.
1.
It's a wound.
4 up. I'm okay.
Make the save, and then we have a Leman Russ versus a chariot. But this Leman Russ managed to direct this chariot somehow, damage it a little bit. It's down to 8 wounds remaining, and that is the end of Demons. Turn 3, there's still a lot of guards left, but they have been pushed back from the firing step. They have got reinforcements coming in from behind, and they have got demons crawling and scrabbling and knocking against the hull, trying to get inside, trying to get at the souls as we go on to guard. Turn 3.
1-1.
Then we remembered Battle Shock. The Shadow of Chaos is now out over here, and the Leman Russ failed, and the Rogue Dawn failed.
Yeah.
So they actually take D3 mortal wounds. Here's the Rogue Dawn. Takes a mortal wound, and the Leman Russ is really cocked.
2 mortal
Takes
wounds.
2 mortal wounds as the Shadow of Chaos begins to melt the hull. Here we are after the guard's movement phase in turn 3. Sultan, what is the plan, Stan?
So Baneblade's going to continue doing what he's doing. He thinks he's tied me up. I've tied memory units of his up all game.
I like it. It's like that, Rorschach from
Yeah.
Watchmen. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped here with me.
Exactly. So this is Rorschach the Baneblade. And
Right.
then we've got the Kazakin who've been told first rank fire, second rank fire, and take cover.
Okay.
So it's not giving them the benefit of cover, it's improving their save by 1.
Nice.
So they have a 4-up save normally because they're armour, I think. It's either a 4 or 5. But basically it means +1 to their save and then they're in cover.
Nice.
So hopefully if they get charged, they have a chance of living.
Yep.
They're going to shoot over there. Melter's in range of this thing. The Ogren's been told by the last surviving commander of this squad, fix bayonets.
Fix
And
bayonets.
they're going to go and whack this thing to try and get the Rogue Dawn out of dodge.
Right.
Because, if we fail Battle Shock again, it's going to blow up.
Okay.
This squad has been told move over the Vox by this command squad. And they've moved their 9 inches up and they're going to shoot. They're just in range. Everything's going to shoot at that. And then all the artillery here is looking at them.
All the artillery
Everything's indirect. So the ones who are...
is looking at the big turd in your corner.
It's apparently toughness 9 with 7 wounds.
Yeah, and if you don't kill it, it gets all its wounds back.
Yeah.
What's all that about? Starting with the Baneblade, one more time spitting fire all over the place. So point defense into the little Gribblies.
Yeah, trying to finish off these blue horrors before
Where's
they
the
blow up.
Demolisher Cannon going?
Demolisher Cannon is going into them.
Into the Plague Bearers.
And then we'll do the big Baneblade Cannon to him. And the Las Cannon's over here to try and whittle it down.
Okay, because you want to put the massive cannon here, but you can't shoot blast while it's in engagement range. But you can shoot las cannons into it. Have you got 2 dice in your hand?
I've got the Baneblade Cannon ready.
You've got the Baneblade cannon. Okay.
So 3d6 into the chariots
Nice.
for quite a few.
10 shots.
Yeah.
5s to hit.
5s to hit, 1 hit.
Oh.
And
3s
then
to wound.
strength 12.
Wounds.
4-up save.
Makes the save.
Las Cannons on 5s. Nope.
Las cannon misses the big bird. Now we have Demolisher cannons into Plague Bearers.
D6 plus 4 for 8. 5s. Not seen a single 6 this turn.
2 5s there.
And then 2s.
Okay. 1 failed save, d6 damage,
Kills
1
one.
explodes, and we'll do all the point defense stuff off camera. A few dice rolls later, we have some brimstones scrawling over the Baneblade tank. Now we're coming to the other flank, to the Rogue Dawn, putting everything into the big bird except for the blast gun, which is going into chariot.
Yes, there's 2 blast weapons, the pulverizer cannon and the oppressor going over there.
Okay.
So these are the multi.
And you're spinning a CP on that thing again.
Mannequin vulnerability, because you could easily get melted to pieces, yeah?
Right.
Maybe.
Charged into it.
So these hit on 5s.
Got a hit though, that's the thing. Oh, there's 2 hits.
That hits some wounds.
It does.
And then on a 5. No, just 1.
Who was this? Sorry,
This was the melter.
Multi-melter
Okay,
into
so
Big
need
Bird.
4.
That's not a
Can't
4.
re-roll that.
Can I interest you with a command point?
I've just spent it on demonic invulnerability.
Have you not got any more command
That's all I
points?
got.
Well, it's quite a low command point game, isn't it?
D6 plus 2.
For 5.
damage. It's
I have a
down to
command point,
7 remaining.
But I'm not going to do it. 2 more normal melter guns.
Baby melters.
On 5s. Nope. And then we've got the coax autocannon,
Yes.
which hits on 4s because of how it is. And then strength 9 5s. 1.
Another wound.
You're good.
A pass.
And then the stubber on top.
We have an auto wound and 2 more hits.
Hits on 5s because it's injured and
right, okay.
combat. No, just 1 wound.
Tell me that.
Take another wound. It's down to 6 left. You've taken 2/3 of its wound off.
Yes.
Big gun. It's
D6
chariot.
plus 3 for 4. It's a bit busy.
Okay.
5s. 1 hit and wound, and then a hit, and then wound on a 3. Strength 12, toughness.
That was 8.
Yeah, so just 1 then.
4 up. No.
Flat 3.
Flat 3.
Flat 3 on the chariot. And there's another explosion gun.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know how many shots this is.
All in the belly.
It's at least 3. I don't know what else it is.
Probably 3. Pulverizer cannon.
5s.
Yes.
So 1 auto wound and then 1 hit. We'll wound on a strength 9, so 3s. Just 1.
He's okay.
You're okay.
So after the dawn spoke, 6 wounds left on Big Bird, 6 wounds left on the chariot. Now we're doing the Layman Rust and the blast again coming into the chariot, but multi-melters into Big Bird.
Yeah, because he can shoot through at another monster.
He can. 5s to hit. And you are in melter range. There's a hit. 5s to wound. That is a wound. 4 up invulnerable save. Stylus.
He's good.
He makes the save.
And then the heavy bolter into the guy in front of him,
Right,
because
okay.
he has to. Misses. And then the big gun, D6 plus 3 for 5. Hitting on 5s. 1 wound.
Auto wounds.
Passes.
More gunfire in the middle of the battle grid. We had our Ripper gun take 2 wounds off this chariot here. Then behind the Ogryn, we have the Kazakin. Trying to finish off the last of the Plague Bearers, and they've been ordered up to the max. You've got all the dice in your hand. What's this?
These are the hot shot las guns.
Brilliant.
So, hitting on 3s. 6s are sustained. So that just goes back in.
Yeah, that's good
But
shooting.
5s to wound.
It's the 5s to win that's
Yeah.
tricky by, yeah.
So we've
And
got
that is
4
wounds.
wounds.
And
3 wounds.
one's cocked, but you definitely kill one.
Hot shot volley gun. 3s. Those are sustained, so they go back in, which is nice.
Right, okay.
And then 5s.
2
2.
wounds.
2.
2 fire up
5
saves.
ups. No, and it's 1 each.
Yes.
Just 1 damage each, yeah.
Overcharge plasma pistol on the Castellan.
He hits. Oh, I need to check if he hits.
He doesn't hit. He missed.
And
And he
fine.
doesn't take a wound.
And we've finally got the melter gun, last thing to fire at this,
Okay.
which hits on a 3. And
Hits
he
the
did
chariot.
move, so strength 9, wounds -4, doesn't
Kill my
matter.
chariot of fire.
Make the invulnerable save, please.
If I can't do poetry, I can sing.
3 Plague Rains left in that. Plague Rains, Plague Bearers. I keep saying that in this squad down here after all that firepower came in. And then we had the infantry that was ordered to move, plus the command squad and the attached units down here firing everything at Beasts of Slaneshi. And one of them's been wiped out. One of them's down to 3 wounds remaining. The Chimera lent its firepower in as well. 4 wounds, toughness 5 on these things.
Sorry.
You got the Ogryn.
Yeah.
We'll do the Ogryn, Ripper gun.
He hits and wounds once, and then I need to roll the wound on this other one, sorry. It's strength 5, toughness 5. 4s, 2 wounds.
You could kill it.
It's 2 damage a go.
Oh, one's got. It's got 3 wounds left. So he's dead.
Oh,
You ripped him.
well done, guys.
Ogryns for the win here.
Yeah.
Now, field ordnance, the ones that can actually see the beast,
Yeah.
direct fire in at the beast of Nurgle. You've got to kill it in this round of shooting.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's going to be fine. It's going to
Well,
start
we've got
touching you
mortars and all the other things.
with
but
its
we'll see
smelly,
what happens.
pooey fingers and things.
Very good. So
Number of
2d6
shots, yes, all the way over here.
For 3.
Oh.
We hit on 4s. 2
Two
hits.
hits.
Strength 7, toughness 9 for some reason. No wounds.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on, Douglas. You can do
Then
this.
we've got the
Is his
3
name
mortars.
Douglas.
His name is Douglas.
Douglas, the beast of Nurgle.
Douglas the Turd.
Why?
Because that came out in 1995 as well.
Brilliant.
Right, we'll do the other field ordnance battery. So one can see it
Yes.
and one can't.
Okay.
So one's going to be hit on 4s, the other one's going to be hit on 5s.
Okay.
So first one D6 shots, second one D6 shots. This one's the one that's hitting on 5s. So 1 hit, and this one will hit on a 4. Nope, so 1 hit, strength 7, toughness 9, need a 5. No.
Douglas is untouched.
Why would something that's toughness 9 regen all its wounds every turn?
Are you sure you want to fire the mortars there?
The
Just-
mortars are going to fire at them.
Yeah, fire
see
them
the
down
point anymore.
at the Plague Bearers instead. You're just going to have to suffer the bad touch when Douglas comes in
Yeah, it was Overwatch.
with his sticky fingers.
3d6.
4s.
So I got
4s.
2 hits.
Brilliant. And 4s.
1
One
wound.
wound on the plague bearers.
Got one of them.
Takes a
One
wound.
takes a
Do you
wound.
want to hear some lore about Beasts of Nurgle?
No.
Go on then.
They think everyone, they want to play. They think everyone wants to play with them. That's why they run towards other units, because they think we're going to have fun. And do you know what a plague drone is? They fly things.
Go on.
It's a beast of Nurgle who realizes people don't want to play with it, and they become so sad they become plague drones, and they're all bitter.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. It's a sad thing.
The Beast of Nurgle in Darktide, if you get close enough to him, he'll eat you. And then he'll try and swallow you, and then he'll spit you out.
Whatever's left, he'll play with, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the guard shooting phase. Lots of wounds all around, particularly on Big Bird and the artillery pieces,
Yeah,
these
not
things.
much happened.
And the Plague Marine. Well, the best Plague Marines, I nearly said again. The best thing that happened is you wiped out the Slaaneshi beasts.
Yeah.
The Fiends.
They could have ripped through your back line.
Now,
Yeah.
you don't like the look of Douglas. So in the
Right.
charge phase, you want to try and make a 9-inch charge from the 20-man squad so that Douglas doesn't run out and touch your field batteries. And that's an 8.
1 point?
No.
You don't have any command points. And then we already did the charge around here from the Ogrin and your commander into this chariot because they couldn't fail the charge. And we'll start the fight phase here. Can the Ogrin take out a second victim? He hits on 2s with his huge chopper.
Huge knife.
It's not a knife.
What's his strength?
8.
Tassa's 8.
So 4s. 1 wound.
They don't make
Takes a
damage.
couple of wounds
2
off.
damage.
2 damage. It's down to 5 left.
And
then
then
you've got
the
the commander with
Commander,
his
4
chain
attacks
sword.
on 3s.
Hits
She
twice.
hits twice, and then she'll wound on 6s. Nothing.
The demons are going to fight back with the Lord of Change versus the Rogal Dawn. And you hit twice.
And then twice. Wounding on the 6s.
6s we found out.
No.
No wounds.
That's it.
Then we rounded out the fight phase with lots of tanks fighting back and lots of infantry trying to scrabble at tanks, which barely did any wounds across the line. I think this chariot's down to 4, this one's down to 4. The Ogrin bodyguard's down to lost a wound over here. How many wounds is on the Baneblade now? You've taken a couple.
21.
21 wounds.
He remembered his ability to turn any dice roll into a 6, so I've
Yes.
been adding that onto his wounding now. So, I'm getting there.
But it's the Brimstones doing the explosions, doing the mortal
Yeah,
wounds,
I've
are the
got a couple
ones
then.
doing the thing. So that is the end of turn 3.
Turn 3.
It's turn 3. We're going to go on to Demons turn 4, which means the Chaos thing goes out another quarter of the battle grid. And you've got battle shock tests to make
everywhere.
at the start of turn 4. Where do we know? We're going to do it now.
Brimstones.
Brimstones.
Who knows what they are, but I'm sure that's a fail.
That's a fail. It's under.
They've not been touched. They have been touched. So I get D3.
You get
Plague Bearers back
D3
again.
Plague Bearers back.
2 more back in.
Okay.
Isn't
Now, both of these chariots happen to be below half strength.
that lucky?
So if you pass battle shock test, you get D3 wounds back in
So
because you add D3 models back in if it's battle line, or D3 wounds if it's not battle
My
line.
leadership is 7, and I
Right.
get +1 for being in the shadow of chaos. So
Okay,
this
so
one
6.
passes.
That's D3 back on that one,
2 more
2.
back in.
and a 6 on this one. That's a 6.
So he gets them back in. Look at that. It's like a Necrons. Another 1 back in on there.
Necron Demons for
And
the
then
win.
the Lord is also down.
Oh yeah,
So
he is.
He has a leadership of 6, which now becomes 5. So he fails it.
He doesn't get any wounds in. I
He's
think we've
fine.
done all the wounds, we've done all the Shadow of Chaos, we're hurting each other, we're wounding each other, and we're regaining wounds from a demonic point of view. There still is some of the, what are they called? The red guys.
The bloodletters are coming in.
The bloodletters coming in turn 4 in this narrative game, which is why they can come in turn 4. Normally you can't come in turn 4, but they're coming in Demons turn 4. I've said that. Here we are at the end of Demons turn 4. Stylus, tell us what your thoughts are.
What's that? The struggle continues. The bloodletters, the last of the demonic reserves, they were very angry to be left until turn 4, which is why I did it. So they've been put in this little 6-inch hole because now the shadow of chaos has swept over the battlefield.
Okay.
So they're in here ready to have a crack at the command squad.
So you left them off because then they would get angrier.
They saw all this fighting, they were getting really, really angry. So they're rev now, they're going to do fantastic for me.
It's a bit weird that Khorne's the one slithering into a 6-inch hole.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be Slanesh.
Speaking of which, here comes Douglas, slithering his way on there. So he's got a 3-inch charge now.
Okay.
In there. This squad here, the Flamers,
Yes.
I charged them, I wasn't foolish, I charged them to the tank, but their data sheet ability is to bound out of combat and still shoot.
They can fall back and shoot.
They can't charge, but they're useless in combat, but they can shoot. So they've bounded out, and they can now lay down fire on this.
Flamers, Bloodletters. Worth noting that we've put them on top of the building so you guys can see them, but they're really on the ground
Down
floor.
below.
Okay.
The Lord of Change is staying on her back because he can shoot out, and so he'll be doing that.
Yes.
The plate bearers that are hanging in have made their way because it's all about these objectives. Got to take them. And yeah, that is where we are.
That's where we are. I'm still surprised you still have some plague bearers left on the battle grid. But it's all about taking down this front line and rolling back the Imperial Guard as we go into the shooting phase. Starting with the Flamers, flaming up this 20-man squad down here, and Sultan has already said that. If he kills every single one, he's going to bring them back in from reinforcements again.
It's like a reward.
But not the same squad, a different squad from reinforcements. Send in another wave.
Same guys are invincible.
And the Exalted Flamer will go into the Lehman Russ. But here are the 6d6 into the swarm of 20 guardsmen.
Okay,
Number of shots. Number of auto hits.
23.
23. That was quick math on you.
Wounding on 3s for the
Nice. And these do ignore cover, even though the guard
Flamers.
are in cover.
So it's important that I do this one at a time
No.
to upset Stylus. The only one I saved is the one I rolled second, so that's how many got through?
17 guardsmen were set alive and died screaming, while the Exalted Flamer fires down at the Lehman Russ.
This will require 3s to hit.
4s because it's in combat. And you hit twice anyway, and
So
5s to wound.
5s again. Nothing.
Nothing. Now, interestingly, this unit is mounted,
Yes.
and you can fire monsters and vehicles while you're in close combat, so it can't fire in close combat.
He's just having a good time.
So charging that tank was a bit of a mistake.
I'd say so, yeah.
But the other one isn't in combat.
He's coming later. We'll do Lord of Change first.
He could shoot. Oh,
Because he's got his options. He could flame that unit or laser can the other unit.
right. But you want to find out what the Lord of Change does.
We're going to split fire.
Why are you splitting fire?
Because it always works.
One's on 2 wounds, one's on 3 wounds. The Lehman Russ on 2 wounds, the Rogel Dawn on 3 wounds. This will definitely
The
work.
Rogel Dawn is getting the Bolt of Change. The Lehman
Right.
Russ is getting the Rod of Sorcery.
Okay.
I'm doing lethal hits for my Master of Magics.
Okay.
And the Rod of Sorcery is going into, I believe we said the Dawn.
Okay.
So we're doing the Dawn.
Doing the Dawn.
Doing the Dawn, and I am definitely on 6 wounds remaining. Oh, if I passed one more, I'd be up, but I'm not, so I'm hitting on 3s now.
Okay.
That's cost me. Although not too much. That's a lethal hit.
On the Dawn.
That's a fail. On the Dawn.
Okay.
They have to wound on 5s. So there's
3
3.
wounds.
Then -1 though.
It's dead.
And D3.
Does it go kaboom?
No.
It doesn't go kaboom. The Dawn is finally out of here.
plan.
And then the Bolt of Change
Part 1 of the plan is working.
into the Lehman Russ.
Bolt change into Lehman Russ.
Are you overcooking it?
Am I overcooking it? I am overcooking it.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
It's demonic, right?
It's demonic. And
Zinch would not let you down on a 1 on a hazardous check.
oh, so it will be -1 for shooting into combat, but I'm already -1 for being.
You can't more than -1.
It's
So
going to be
it's-
hitting on 3s
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
And it's still, so the 6s didn't
No
come in
lethal.
this time. I don't need lethal because this is strength 12. So I'm
Ooh.
going to wound him on 4s.
Okay, with all your
Threes.
enhancements and things.
3s. Oh, so that's.
We have 5
And it is
wounds.
-2.
Does it ignore cover?
It does not ignore cover.
How much
So
damage
1
is it?
gets through.
D3.
Well, it's got 2 wounds left. I've only failed 1.
Yes.
So good luck.
That's a 5. That is a dead Lehman Russ.
Doesn't blow up.
And that one doesn't blow up either. See, split and fire always works. 2 tanks with 2 shots.
Look at that.
And your Birdman is free to run around all over the place. With Michael Keaton, the Birdman, doing his thing, that leaves the Flaming Chariot not shooting at the Lehman Russ. It can shoot at the Kazakin, and
He's
you're doing
gonna-
the different type of
He's
shot
going
this
to
time.
twiddle the nozzle that is his mouth and
Right.
turn blue fire into pink fire.
Okay.
Which is like a heavy flamer, so 2d6 for this. It will also ignore cover. So that's 9.
9 auto hits. 9?
What's the AP?
Just emptying out this leafy look back, -1 AP.
So I got take cover, which gives me +1, so I'm back to 4s.
Okay. So it's going to be 3s to wound with a 4-up save. Kazakin
-1, yeah.
on fire.
That is
6? 6. Do you know what 6 is in German?
It's between 5 and 87.
I was going to say sex. That's funny, isn't it?
It's very funny.
Yeah. 3 of them
Kill
die.
4 of them.
4 of them die. It's not as funny as herb in American. Do you know what herb is in American?
It's the small white Volkswagen that saved people and went on adventures.
It's herb.
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 Do you know what 8 is in German?
8.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 8 is
Not as
when
funny as 6.
I don't even get that last one. Did you get the last one?
Yeah, because it's not sex.
I don't. What?
He said, "Oh, you know what 8 is in German? Not as funny as 6 in German."
I still don't
You need
get
to
it.
cut this out.
A few moments later. That is the end of the shooting phase for the demons, and they did something this turn. It took them a couple of turns to break through that heavy armor, but they have. Now we've got the bloodletters. Charge phase, 6-inch charge, down into the kernel, down into the guard lines.
There's no kernel there.
Cut with a K, not with a C.
Okay.
First we've cracked the shell, now I'm going to crack the nuts inside.
Okay,
I'm
go for the
6
nuts.
inches away, go for the nuts. I'm 6 inches away, and they've got a trumpet in there, which adds 1 to their charge.
So it's a 5-inch charge.
5-inch charge.
Ba-do-do-do.
Corn wills it.
That
That's
is
an 8,
a-
look at that. Corn, it's not a 9, but
That's a 9.
almost Corn's number.
Zinchner wills
We're
it.
in. The plague guys.
Plague
bearers.
Plague Marines
Plague Marine
into
bearers.
the Karskin.
They're also in.
And then
Douglas.
Douglas in the backfield needs a 3.
He's
He
in.
gets in.
And we're going to try a long bomb with the Lord of Change into that ambot.
Into the ambot over
Well,
here.
it's a long one.
Okay.
Let's see. Ooh,
10?
10 enough.
We did measuring and
He made it,
things.
but things were in the way.
Even though you had a 10, yeah, you can't. If you'd got 11, you could have got over there. But a 10, the Lord of Change, can't get in there.
Can't get in there. So we were going to charge instead, and we'll charge this screaming chariot at the other Cascarin.
But it was a mistake charging. Oh, these
I'm not
guys.
charging the ambot. I'm not
Right,
touching the
into the
ambot.
Cascarin.
Cascarin.
Kazakin.
Those guys. At the end of the charge phase, almost all of the Chaos army is engaged in close combat, apart from the Lord of Change and the flamey dudes up here. But we're going to start the fight phase with the Bloodletters that have 2 attacks each, hitting on 3s, and they have a roll. Blood begets blood. They'll re-roll wound rolls of 1. 3s to hit.
That one too good.
Strength 5, -2, 2 damage. These are Space Marine killers. 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. Whereas I had a demon army, I definitely had a few of these in. They can only get up to units of 10 now. I remember when they could get up to units of 20.
I know. So all them at -2.
Even with the 6-up shrugs, that wasn't enough to keep 10 of the guardsmen alive. So the command squad that they were attached to is still stood there with Kevin and the Ogrin fighting down some bloodletters. Sultan doesn't have enough CP to interrupt, so where we're
I
going
do,
to
but I'm
next?
not going to.
You know, okay. Guardsmen can be heroic too, you know?
Not when they hit on 5s.
But, well, no. What do you mean they hit on 5s?
They're crap.
I thought guardsmen hit on 4s in close combat.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm not doing it.
What we are doing though is Douglas, the Beast of Chaos, the Beast of Nurgle, and his putrid appendices, which he shouldn't really. He shouldn't.
Appendages, not appendices.
Those are the ones.
The
He
other
shouldn't.
one.
He shouldn't touch things. Hits on 4s.
Ooh.
He touches 2 things with his sticky fingers.
These are devastating, and they're
Are
2
they?
damage each. So 1 gets through, it's -1.
Right.
Save. No.
2 damage.
It's got 6 wounds. There's 4 left on one of them.
Yeah, I believe that these field ordnance batteries and Douglas might be tied up until the end of time. But I see the tactic, at least it will stop them shooting. Next up, the plucky plague bearers against the Karskins.
They've come a long way to get here.
Kazakin. Why are they called Kazakins?
Because Cadia, when it still stood, had a bunch of intersections and crossroads, and they had fortress bastions called Kazas. And that's where everyone would like hang out when they're waiting for an
Castle,
invasion.
yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a castle. I think it's like a real word in our history, Kaza,
Yeah.
like from some other language. But yeah, they're the kin. They live inside.
Kazakin.
That's
Beautiful.
That's the kind of quality law you get on Sultan Plays
I love that.
YouTube channel.
I love that kind of law. It's brilliant.
Plague bearers.
Plague bearers.
Plague bearers hitting on 3s.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
They are wounding on 3s.
AP -2.
Nothing special about them. And
2
in fact,
damage.
they've all hit.
4 -2 +1, so
-1, 1 damage.
Back to 5s.
yeah. I saved 2 and then 3 die.
Okay. So the sergeant and the marshal are still stood there.
Sergeant's gone.
Is he?
Yeah, he died. He blew himself
Oh
up
yeah,
at
he
the
did,
right at the
didn't
beginning.
he? So that's the marshal dude.
Yeah.
More charging units. The chariot will try and hit them.
Burning chariot.
The burning chariot
Screamer bites. 4s.
hits 3 times. Wounds on 2s.
Yes.
Wounds 3 times.
-2, 2 damage.
3 more 5-up saves because of the take cover thing.
How much damage are these?
2
2 damage
So
a
they're
time.
dead. Okay.
They clear away the squad. That's it for the charging models. Now the Imperial Guard have a chance to strike back with the Panzer Bull against this burning chariot.
Panzer's got 6 attacks hit on 2s because he's still got his bayonet fixed.
Okay.
Hits lots.
Wow.
And then he'll wound on
Spent 8 4s.
4s.
He wounds 3 times.
3 times. Okay. And it's 2 damage?
It is.
So I better make at least one of these. I've made 2 of them.
It's down to 3 wounds remaining. Then the commander slashes out with her chain sword and doesn't wound. That chariot is down to 3 wounds remaining. Then we're going to come over here to Pink Horrors versus Tank.
I'm going to do this unit while they're still alive.
What the
blow up.
Okay.
Another mortal wound, another brimstone gone.
Oh no, it's down to 20 wounds.
Yes!
But then we come over here where the command squad on the firing stoop has piled in and they're going to fight back, and there's another Ogryn bodyguard fighting against the bloodletters.
Hitting on 3s.
And he hits 5 times, that's nice.
Yeah, and then wounding on
2s.
2s.
Wounds 4 of the bloodletters.
Okay, they have a 5-up save.
Yeah.
Kills
And then
4 of them.
Kills 4 of them.
That Ogryn is going to town.
Oof.
Here's the retinue.
Close combat weapons hitting on 4s.
Yes.
And then wounding on 5s.
Nothing.
No. And then the commander has a power weapon, 3 attacks hitting on 4s. No.
Okay. After the command squad fought back, we rounded out all the remaining fights. So the Field Ordnance Battery had a go against Douglas, didn't manage to cause a wound. Down here, this chariot's on 3 wounds. And this other Ogryn is down to 2 wounds remaining, but still somehow hanging in there. More Pink Horrors killed over here as the Baneblade road goes forward and it goes back. And it goes forward and goes back. And traps some beneath its treads. And that is the end of Demons, turn 3. We're about to go on to Guard, turn 4. And you've got 2 CP, so you can bring a whole unit back again.
Yeah. I need to do some battle shock and stuff.
You've got to do some battle shock and stuff as well. And most of your army's tied up, except for the Chimera over here. The mortars are not tied up yet. And this is 2 units of Field Ordnance Battery, so one of them is not tied up yet.
I figure because that can't shoot. It can shoot. I
It's
don't know
not
what it
a
can do.
vehicle.
It can just sit there because it's got blast weapons. It can't do anything.
If it's a vehicle, it could fire out.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're going to be tied up with a big poo for the remainder of the game.
Yeah. How many points are these things?
70.
70 points.
For a toughness 9, 7 wound regenerating thing that can tie up your army.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do some battle shock.
Okay.
These guys
-1.
fail.
Okay.
D3.
Yeah.
They
So
take D3
roll
wounds.
3,
Where are we?
please.
This is the squad of 20.
cool. So they're dead.
They're wiped out. That squad of 20 came on and is gone.
Battle shock in the centre there with the Ogryn.
Yeah.
They fail.
It's down to 1 left.
Okay.
1 left. Well, he has a 6 Inferno Pain, but I'm going to fail it. There we go.
You do
And
fail
then,
it?
That's it, I think.
I think that's
Yes,
it.
yes.
So do you know what unit you might want to bring back
They're
in as
Kazakin,
reinforcement?
because they can just walk on and annihilate something, hopefully.
Okay. Let's go on to Guard, turn 4. We're heading towards the end game now. Of course, Pink Horrors are still scrabbling over the surface of that Baneblade, but we've got Demons in the middle of the battle grid with just a solo commander, Ogryn on 1 wound left, holding up this charge. In the backfield, past the battle shock test on your command squad here, which fell back from the Demon Horde, the Bloodletters, and the Kazakins, or another squad of Kazakins. Reinforcements have come on here, the next wave. Because the Bloodletters killed 10 last turn, and there is an objective on this firing stoop. And Sultan wants them gone. If Sultan manages to lock down this objective here, then it comes down to the 3 objectives, the 3 bunkers down the line. There's one here, which Big Bird could jump back and get. There's one in the middle, which is currently controlled by Demons. I say currently controlled by Demons because the Guard have 2 full turns of shooting to blow them off. And then down here, the Baneblade has an OC of 8. And at the moment, the Pink Horrors have got an OC of 6 next to that thing. But they can fall back and scramble all over it. The Blues could the Pink Horrors have probably got that one. Because they can split and do the things and swarm that one off. So it's close. It's anyone's game. There are win conditions for both sides. And there's also a draw condition that could happen here. Where are we starting shooting phase, Sultan?
Done.
Kazakin.
Yes.
Kazakin firing at Bloodletters, and they have got an order.
First rank fire, second rank fire.
Brilliant.
And here's the plasma. No overcooking because they only got 1 wound, right?
Yeah.
So 3s. They
Hits.
technically moved because they walked on the side of the table.
Right. 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
3 wounds. 3
5-up saves. 1 saves, 2 die.
Hot shot volley gun.
Yes.
3s.
Everything hit.
And then I need 5s.
Yes. Nothing wounds.
Rifle.
Yes.
Misses.
Okay, that's because he was walking. He needs to aim.
And then we've got the melter. Hits.
Wounds on a 2.
Doesn't wound.
Okay.
I'm going to command point that.
It does wound.
That's my last command point.
Does kill 1. There's 3 left, and then we have
shot,
a lot of
pistol. Sorry.
Okay.
Misses, and then I've got plasma pistol. Misses.
Rapid firing. Here's the last shot from that unit. 5 to wound. 3 demons to kill. Look at that one. That is 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 5 ups. Ooh, in the bunk.
These come off. These are beautifully created by March of War. Look at that. 2 more dead. There is 1 left with a banner.
Holding the banner high.
Who could respawn, but he's staring down the barrel of a chimera that fires in its heavy bolter and hits all the times.
So the heavy bolters
and wounds.
Sustained hits. Yeah, you're right.
Wounds 4 times with that heavy bolter, stitching murder.
And close, but no, he's dead.
Well, at least when the blood letters are dropped in, they managed to get.
Blood.
They got a blood. They got a touch of blood. They're happy.
Let some blood.
Back to the warp with them though. Now we have some ordnance that can fire up and over and start thinning away the demons holding down the central objective. Mortars into plague bearers, 3d6 plus 3 because of blast.
5 of them, yeah.
It's 5 of them there.
Well done, yeah.
Yeah. They
On
weren't
4s.
ordered, but they can see. So 4s to hit,
Yeah, 4s to wound.
4s to wound on top of those 6s. That is 4 wounds, 4 5 up and buns, each doing 1 damage.
2 more die.
Okay, back to 3 again.
Back to 3.
We've seen this before. What are you doing with the field ordnance that can fire?
They're going to continue shooting that target.
Continue shooting the plague bearers.
So 2d6
Okay,
for 5.
5 shots. And these were ordered to take aim.
Yeah, so these hit on 3s. 6s are sustained, as well as auto hits.
Nice.
So there's 1 wound with that there.
Okay.
And then strength 7, toughness less than 3s.
Ooh.
5 saves, these are 2 damage each.
Oh, you killed the unit. They're finally gone.
Plague bearers get nuked out of existence. Then I imagine the Baneblade is doing its point defense at the Pink Horrors one more time.
Yes.
Big guns coming into Chariot.
Big guns going into chariot.
Big
Those
guns.
that can reach, I don't actually know.
Well, you got 2 las cannons and a really big one in the
Oh, the
nose.
demolisher can reach.
Can it?
Yeah, thanks to its fat ass.
You got a fat ass.
Exciting.
It's a beautiful ass though. Look at it.
Uh,
So yeah, everything into Chariot.
yes.
Are you spending
Nothing into the Lord of Change?
No.
No?
They changed it, get me points.
It's true.
Okay.
Well, the Lord of Change might want to jump back onto this one. I don't know. You've got another turn of shooting anyway, to be
Is that
fair.
the last of your gun?
Technically, yeah. The rest is all tied up.
Okay, in that case I will spend the point to reroll 1s for that invulnerable.
Okay. Warp Surge.
Warp Search. No, demonic invulnerability.
That's the one.
That's the
Last cannons for the win.
Both miss.
Both miss. Okay, not for the win. Big Gun of Doom. 3d6 shots. Ooh.
It's running out of
Only
bullets.
5 shots, yeah. Those Pink Horrors are clogging up the snout.
3s to wound.
2 wounds though.
4 ups.
It's dead.
Reroll the
Reroll
1.
one.
Oh,
Ooh, what how many is
It's
that?
alive
Three
on
damage
3
left.
wounds remaining. Demolisher cannon.
I think this is d6 plus something, but I need to check. It's definitely 6.
D6 plus 3.
Yeah.
Vindicators are good now. And Baneblades.
Yeah.
Baneblades have
It's a
always been
Baneblade.
good. 5s. 2 hits.
2s to wound. Strength 14. Oh, 3s to wound.
Yeah.
1 wound.
1 wound.
And then you roll a 4 up, because that's what you do. You roll a 4 up. 'cause
Reroll
that's what you
the
do.
1.
Oh,
That's
there goes.
How much damage? I thought it was
3.
D6.
Flat 3. Oh, it's d6, yeah.
Yeah, the
It's the other
Demolisher.
one that's flat 3. It's
There
3!
he goes.
3 damage and the chariots
I
of
was
fire.
so resigned to you just rolling a 4.
You cleared away the centre. Now we've got lots of point defence on Pink Horrors off camera. One more time.
Yeah.
A few dice rolls later, pinks disappear and blues appear, and that is the end of the shooting phase for the guard. Clearing out the centre one more time. There are no charging units. However, there are units engaged in close combat, and defenders get to fight first. This chariot wants to kill this Ogryn and the commander. The Ogryn's only on 1 wound.
Yes. These are the screamer bites.
Yes.
So hitting on 4s. Okay, that's 3. Oh, 4.
Four.
4.
Four hits.
Wounding on 4s. That is 3. It's minus 2. 2 damage.
Okay. So the first 2 damage goes on the Ogryn.
I thought they were not one of the individuals, are they?
Are they individual?
Are they individuals?
He's part of the bodyguard
okay.
with the thing.
And then -2.
Yeah, but it's a commander's got a refractor field, right?
Maybe.
Turns out that's not a thing anymore.
You see, and they called me a fool for charging them.
But you were a fool. And then
I charged you.
you can consolidate, touch the thing
Okay.
over here. Then we'll do the fight back with Douglas and the field ordnance batteries in the backfield. No wounds caused in the fight in the backfield. Then across to the Baneblade and the horrors one more time. They're getting whittled down. The Baneblade is down to 19 wounds. But the horrors are getting whittled down bit by bit by bit. But they definitely control that objective, and that is the end. Turn 4, and currently the demons hold this objective and this objective, and no one controls this one over here. So that's 2 points to 1 so far, because the guard control this one down here. And we do know that there's a couple of units in this army, in these armies, that do have sticky objectives. Plague bearers have sticky objectives, and the original guard over here, they do have sticky objectives, but we're not playing this for this mission. It's who controls the bunker line and who controls the stoop at the end of the game. So we've got one more action, one more turn for the demons as they're trying to push the guards back. In Demons, turn 5. It's turn 5. The warp stormers are rippled across the battle grid from out of the wastes, and following it, the demons have rushed in as well. The horrors locking down this objective. This chariot on 6 wounds after battle shocking and regaining some wounds.
Yeah, we gain more horrors there because they battle shock 2. So
Holding down this objective here. This one, you've abandoned.
yeah.
Because you want to press the attack. Lord of Change coming down here, and the Flamers gain assault weaponry because this guy's with
They're
them.
being led by an Exalted Flamer. Yes.
Exalted Flamer. So they've advanced. They won't be charging, but they're currently controlling this objective right in the guard's backfield, and they mean to open fire. But first we're going to start with the Lord of Change. He's doing the Rod of Sorcery into the mortars and the Bolt of Change into the field ordnance in the backfield.
His Master of Magics is sustained hits this time.
Sustained hits.
Yes. So Rod of Sorcery, what did I say? Mortars.
I think so.
And because he passed his battle shock test and gained wounds, he's back out of bracket now. So he's on 7 wounds, so he's hitting on 2s again.
Okay.
In the warp, wonderful. Hitting on 2s. So everything hits, and they are sustained D3. So I gain an extra 3 shots.
Nice.
So my strength is from Rod of Sorcery up to 11.
So 2s to wound the
2s to
mortars.
wound. And that is
AP.
6 AP minus 1.
Only 1 save. D3 a time for 2.
Kills it. And the last one.
The squad get nuked. Now we're on to the Bolt of Change with Focus to Fire mode.
Focus fire mode, putting it on the field ordnance battery, hitting on 2s again. And this is also the Marabat sustain. That's a bit wobbly. The Marabat sustain, I didn't get any 6s.
Okay.
But it all hit. At least these hit. And I'm wounding on 2s. Must be, I'm strength 12.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the one in there. So that is minus 2. So there are that's 6 to make it minus 2. Don't make any. Okay, it's D3.
D3 a time. They got 6 wounds each.
First one takes 2. Second one takes 2. And now it's gone.
Okay.
3 more.
And you can do them all together on
Yeah.
the last one.
It's gone.
Lord of Clutch coming in, change that.
Keep it.
What did I say?
He's got the Lord of Clutch is coming in change, which makes
The Lord of
perfect sense
Change
from a Tzeentch point
is
of view.
coming in clutch there. My
He's now the
brain.
Lord of Clutch.
I mean, last turn he 2-shotted 2 targets.
Yeah.
And this turn he 2-shotted 2 targets. Now we're on to the Flamers,
Flamers.
who are going to come in clutch and flame the command squad. 6d6. Auto hits, ignoring cover, AP minus 1.
Oh, that's quite.
With 19 wounds caused, nothing could withstand a kind of reckless hate. The command squad are wiped out, and that is the end of the shooting phase for the demons. This chariot can no longer draw a line that's out of range or anything, and it's out of range of the Baneblade. So there's only one charge now. A massive big bird flying into the field ordnance
Here
batteries.
comes the Lord of Clutch.
And he makes the charge. Smoosh. He gets in there, then he raises the Staff of Tzeentch.
Hitting on 3s, because you can't get the staff these days.
Okay. I see what you did
There
there.
you go.
That was funny.
With strength 6 as
3 to wound.
Are they strong? Are they toughness 6? No.
I think the toughness 5.
Minus 1, flat 3 damage.
And that's one of the batteries wiped out.
Sorry, hold on. It's just that one.
Take that one away. And that is the only charge phase. Then defenders fight back. Douglas fought. The crew from the field ordnance battery had a fight, and at the end of everything, it looks like this. We're locked up down here. All that's left for the guard now are the Carskin, this Chimera, and the Pink Horrors scrabbling over the Baneblade. Then we did the combat over here, Pink Horrors versus Baneblade, and it goes on. This fight will go on for eternity. And now we go to guard, turn 5. Currently the Demons have swept the field. They're controlling 1, 2, 3 objectives, and the Imperial Guard are controlling none. And we had a look and we had a think. Potentially this chariot could get blown up, which will put the Demons down to 1, 2 objectives, but there's no way the Baneblade is digging himself out of that hole over there. You've just got the OC. And then over here, there is a potential charge for the Kazakin to come in, shoot, charge some flamers and try an OC off of this one, but the overwatch would be absolutely horrendous. So at this point, the guard are signalling the retreat. An alarm goes up, orders are shouted across the Vox, and the guard will pull back into the city ruins. And this is the way the world ends. So at the end of a long day of banter and dice rolling and fun and crazy stuff and demons scrabbling over tanks and demons pushing down through into guard lines, we're gonna wrap it up. We want tea, we want biscuits, we want to retreat and lick our wounds, but we do hope you enjoyed that battle report. Happy wargaming.